You're listening to Hamilton Tiger Cats football on the Ticats Audio Network.
Fans in the stands, it's the home opener, it's the Labor Day Classic, it's the Tiger Cats against the Argonauts. RJ Broadhead, Luke Tasker with you. Can't wait for this one. So much on the line, both teams coming off victories that they're pretty happy about. Tiger Cats, of course, that big win against Montreal looked much, much better. And the Argos, with 15 days off unplanned due to the COVID outbreak on the Edmonton Elks, but they're coming off a win against Winnipeg, and we saw what Winnipeg did to Saskatchewan in Regina yesterday. So that's a big win for Toronto. Both teams playing great. This is no doubt a game that you always look forward to as a player, Luke, and now a broadcaster. It's exciting. Fans in the stands, beautiful day. You just can't beat it.
That's exactly right. What an exciting day for the CFL and for Ticat fans specifically. It's been over 600 days since they've been in this stadium. It's loud. It's a beautiful day in Hamilton, apart from the incredible wind. And I'm not kidding. My hat literally got blown off my head as I walked into the stadium today. I had to run across the street. But apart from that, I mean, a perfect day for a sure to be memorable football game.
Well, it is exciting. We know there was some feistiness between these teams at midfield during warm-ups, so that should set the tone quite nicely in this QEW rivalry. And, of course, if the Tiger Cats win, they will be equal with the Argos at 2 victories, and there'd be a 3-way tie for top spot in the East Division. So very important. A couple of things really stand out, Luke, for the Tiger Cats. They're getting some continuity with their starting lineup, especially that offensive line. For the first time this year, there's the same offensive line for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, which should help them.
Yeah, that continuity is going to be very, very important. And alongside that, they finally have their real starting defensive line in place too. So both of the fronts are sort of solidified at this point, and it's a good time that comes. No preseason this year, so that first part of the season is finally done. We're into the thick of it now.
That defensive line, Jagera Davis is back, Dylan Wynn is back, Ted Laurent, and Julian Hauser. Tiger Cats, Argos, Labor Day, home opener. Kickoff is coming up across the Ticats Audio Network. It is something else at Tim Hortons Field this afternoon. 15,000 loud, mostly Tiger Cats fans, getting a flyover from the Snowbirds, just perfect. And now we're getting set for some football, which should come our way very, very shortly. It is so exciting this year, Luke, because both the Argos and Tiger Cats think they have a chance to win the East. Both teams are good at the same time, which hasn't happened for a while.
Yeah, and it's very different this year too because we're still so early in the season. And yes, only 14 games this year, but generally speaking, at this point in the season, there's the cliche that the season doesn't start till Labor Day. Yes, but there are some things that have been solidified by this point. Certainly, some teams are starting to scramble to get to that playoff berth. But then there's also some teams who are almost handily have the playoffs already in their grasp. Right now, everything's still up for grabs. I mean, Hamilton 2 weeks ago was the last team in the league and certainly in the East, and now they have a chance to be tied for first with a tiebreaker over Toronto. I mean, what a unique thing for a home opener. Everything's still at stake for the season and Labor Day. It kind of warms my heart to be here looking at all these fans and a beautiful anthem by a young Hamilton native. This is just a great environment.
About 659 days since there's been a game here at Tim Hortons Field. It has been a place where the Tiger Cats have been successful against the Argonauts. They've won 6 in a row of Labor Day Classics. One thing I'm looking forward to is the running battle as far as the Argos run game, which has been great, back-to-back 100-yard rushing games, and the Hamilton defense. They did such a good job against William Stanback.
Incredible job, yeah.
Against Montreal, who's run wild against every other team except the Tiger Cats. So that'll be something. If the Tiger Cats can stop that run, they have a good chance of winning.
Yes, it will be. And I think, on the flip side of that, if a team's having trouble running, it's going to be just as hard to pass against the Hamilton defense. We're really starting to see a pretty impressive defense develop here in 2021 for the Ticats. Frankie Williams, Jamal Roll in Montreal were really, really impressive on the outside defensive coverage. And like you said, there was nothing going for Montreal in the run game. So we'll see what Toronto has in store for an offensive attack. And on the flip side of that, Dane Evans with his second start of the year coming into this game and has a great season in 2019 under his belt. But I would love to see a balance between the run and pass there as well.
Dane Evans, the starting quarterback. Jeremiah Masoli, by the way, is not dressed. The backup quarterback is David Watford. So Dane Evans will hope to continue the success he had against Montreal, and he has had success against the Argonauts back in 2019. The Tiger Cats will receive to begin the home opener, the 2021 Labor Day Classic, and a chance to get that offense going right away. Boris Beatty will kick off. He's having a quick chat with the referee. The crowd is filling in. Unfortunately, it can't be a full house yet. It's about 15,000 people, but you look around, Luke, and we're seeing a lot of black and gold, and that's just a beautiful sight.
Yeah, it sure is. And I don't know what they're talking about at the tee right here prior to the kickoff, but I got to imagine if this wind picks up, we're gonna or continues, I should say, we're gonna see some unique stuff in the kicking game. The Argos are into a stiff wind right now, kicking towards the mountain in Hamilton, and I don't know. I'm not going to be surprised if we see a little squib here or something special from Beatty.
Okay, there is some conversing between the special teams and Beatty. Back to receive the kickoff. Don Jackson, of course, Frankie Williams. And against Montreal, Frankie Williams wound up being the top performer of Week 4 after his terrific returns on both kickoffs and punts. He had an interception, the only interception for the Tiger Cats so far this year. And Frankie Williams was part of the guys at center. And here's the Snowbirds going over. Wow. You might be able to hear them and hear the crowd react. That's a gorgeous sight as well. And we're set to go in the Labor Day Classic. Beatty kicks off, and it is a short kick into the wind. Landed at about the 30. Picked up by Jackson at his own 20, and he'll get to about the 26 before the Argos surround him and take him down there.
That was it's kind of hard to say what that was supposed to be. It looked like it was a very awkward ball flight through the sky, almost like a mishit, but it really was not terrible for the Argos. It landed in a gap in front of the returners for Hamilton, behind the upbacks, and that really was a strange kick that wasn't really able to turn into much for Hamilton there.
They did get away with it. So Dane Evans in to orchestrate this Hamilton Tiger Cats offense. Coming off that big win against Montreal. Evans taps his right foot, gets the snap, looks to his left, and he throws, and he's got Jalen Acklin for about 6 or 7.
Great first play of the game. 5-6 yard out route by Jalen Acklin. Looked to me like he had an option there. Jalen he was in the back of a cluster with Brandon Banks, gets up to 5 yards and sort of picks his open space there. Really smooth, easy play, and a great call on the first play of a huge game like this just to get positive yards.
Sean Thomas Erlington, I formation now. He'll peel off to the right as Dane Evans gets the snap and hands to Brandon Banks, trying to get to the outside, and the Argos take him down, but it looks like he's got enough for the first down.
Yeah, Speedy B took the handoff going right to the wide side of the field. A play they tried a couple times in Montreal with mixed results. That was great. Little 5-yard gain for a first down. It feels really good to take the field and get a first down in a game like this, RJ. It's huge.
A lot of talk about Brandon Banks and not his usual production, about the third of the production he provided in 2019 through his first 3 games. Only had 5 yards receiving against Montreal, so a good start for him. Dane Evans, quick pass, this time just dumping it off, and that'll be a gain of 1 or 2 as Tim White caught the pass.
Brought a zone blitz on that play, the Toronto Argonauts did. Linebacker off of both sides. Well done by Dane Evans to see that and really just get the ball out of his hands quick. Not a huge gain, but avoiding a loss on that blitz.
So 2nd and 9 on the Hamilton 40. This is a big time in the game for Dane Evans. First, 2nd down, he'll throw through the middle. Oh, it's caught A beautiful catch by Jalen Acklin, who looks like he's off to a great start. It's a huge first down, and the Tiger Cats are into Argos territory.
Looks like they might be getting up, ready to go here. No, excuse me, they're huddling now. That was a great completion, and I do think the sun was right in Jalen Acklin's eyes as it comes in that side of the field in the afternoon here. Very difficult, a little bit awkward at the catch, but very nicely done.
Dane Evans, empty backfield, and it looks like the Argos jumped early.
Yep, got him. Really nice hard count there after a big play. Just getting into field goal range. It's a great time to use that kind of thing. A really hard count or a false waggle towards the line of scrimmage. Smart move there. The defensive scheme sort of changes as they start backing up to their goal line, and throw something different at them like that and get a cheap 5 yards.
Now 1st and 5 on the Argos 30. Tiger Cats threatening first possession of the Labor Day Classic. Evans takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Now he'll drop back to pass. He's going deep again. Looking end zone. It's underthrown and incomplete. Very nearly picked off by Shaq Richardson.
Hard to tell from our angle here. I don't know, RJ, if it looked like that ball got just beat back by the wind. It looked like it fell up short. We got a little shoving going on in the field. Yeah. Yeah, there's gonna be some Labor Day highlight clips from this game. I think there's gonna be some YouTube videos made. I think of today. We'll see.
Hamilton started on their own 26, 6 plays, 54 yards. Find themselves on the Argos 30, 2nd and 5. Evans, 3 receivers to his left, and he's looking that way, but goes up the middle, and he hits David Ungerer, and that should be enough for a first down.
Really impressive by Dane there. The Argonauts showed cover 0, so they had 7 guys down with their hands on the line, and they dropped everything out. It was some sort of zone that they dropped into, and David Ungerer put his foot right over the ball at 5 yards and got a nice little gain for a first down. Great job by Dane to see that cover 0 disappear.
Ball now on the 23, getting close to the red zone where the Tiger Cats have been very successful. 1st and 10. Evans, motion in the backfield. Tim White cutting to the middle, and he will get just about to the 15.
That's the 3rd wide receiver handoff, little end around on this drive. They've all been for substantial gains. Speedy B had 2 first downs, and there's Tim White getting 1 for 7 yards on first down.
Now the ball on the 16, Tiger Cats, 2nd and 3. Another handoff to Speedy B, went to the outside, cut back to the inside, and he'll have another first down at about the Argos 11.
Make it 4. There's Speedy B with his, I believe it's his 3rd handoff of the game already.
It's working. Why change it?
Yeah, really.
So great first drive for the Hamilton Tiger Cats to open their Labor Day Classic against the Argos, trying for a 2nd straight victory. A lot of football to go in this one, but it is a good start. The ball is on the Argos 11. And the Tiger Cats offense has had the ball the whole game so far. They'd love to cap it off with a touchdown. Here's the snap to Evans. Hands off. Sean Thomas Erlington gets down to the 6 of the Argos, a gain at about 5. Rather, that's Don Jackson who got that handoff.
Yeah, good to see a little handoff right up the middle. They had a quads cluster to the right, which was the boundary side. Really nice little run right up the middle by Jackson. First one we've seen from him.
First time back in the lineup this year for Don Jackson. 2nd and 5. Tiger Cats under 10 minutes on the clock. They've had the ball for a long time. Dane Evans making the call. Offensive lineman pointing. Evans drops back to pass, throws. Tim White dives and can't come up with it. It's incomplete. And it looks like Tiger Cats are going to have to kick a field goal here. 3rd and 5.
Get away with 3 points on the first drive of the game. That's not bad. That really looked like a nice concept developing in the end zone there. Jalen Acklin was also coming loose into the deep corner there. Again, I'm not sure. It almost looked like there was some sun problems there for on the reception. easy three here for Domagala.
Yeah, it's just a chip shot for Michael Domagala, and it's good. So the Tiger Cats get points on their opening drive. Field goal from Michael Domagala, and it's a good start for Hamilton. 3-0 Tiger Cats leading the Argos. You're listening across the Ticats Audio Network. Football is back in Hamilton, and a good start for the Tiger Cats. First possession of the game ends with a field goal. Michael Domagala, 13-yarder. Great drive by the Tiger Cats, 11 plays to get the score. Now the Toronto Argonauts, their first chance here at the Labor Day Classic with the ball. Nick Arbuckle throws to his left, and it'll be a gain of about 9, so a good start. It was a pass to Damien Jean-Pierre.
A little shoving out there again to start off the Ticats defensive game here. Similar to the Ticats first play, it's just a nice little easy throw, makes their quarterback feel comfortable, and they just took an easy little 8-yard gain on a wide receiver screen to the boundary side.
Tiger Cats defense, 2nd and 2. Can they stop the Argos here? Argos run game has been talked about so much, and wouldn't you know it, they passed on first down. Here on 2nd down, 2nd and 2, John White, not much there. He does take it across the 45, which should be enough for the first down.
Really a good defensive play there. It looks like they are going to be a little bit short. 3rd and a foot, it looks like. Ticats had 5 hands down on the defensive line of scrimmage there. They knew that play call coming up there on a second and 2, just shy of the 50-yard line. They knew that run was coming up the middle.
Well, this puts rookie head coach Ryan Dinwiddie in a tough position on the first possession. 3rd and 1, maybe like you said, Luke, closer to a foot, but they are going to gamble. Arbuckle under center. Ticats digging in at the line. Arbuckle trying to find some room, and again, it looks like he may have got the first down, but not by much.
If you're the Toronto Argonauts, Labor Day Classic, 3rd and a foot, you've got to put that in your offense's hands. To be honest, it almost puts a lack of confidence in your own team when you put the punt crew out there. You know, really nice first yard gain there by the Argos.
Also, what you talked about off the top of the game, Luke, with the wind. Punting might not have helped their field position much anyway.
It's a great call. It's going to be hard to punt facing the mountain for this. Well, if it keeps up like this.
Argos do get the first down, so 1st and 10 from their own 46. A handoff, and that will be a gain of about 3. That Argos running game, this time John White gets the handoff. DJ Foster coming off a 100-yard game against Winnipeg, so they've got a couple of guys who can run the ball really well.
Another great run stop there. If you can keep a team in 2nd and 8 all night, that's not going to be a consistent first down for that offensive unit. And like we said, the Ticats are coming off an incredibly impressive run game in Montreal.
So the crowd getting loud here. It's 2nd and 9. Argos on their own 47. Tiger Cats trying for an early stop. Arbuckle waves his hands, gets the snap, looks up the middle. The throw is picked off. Picked off by Carriel Brooks. Tiger Cats, what a start. They get a field goal. First possession, they get an interception. First time the defense is out there. And the Tiger Cats have the ball back and a chance to put more points on the board. They're up 3-0. Big interception by Carriel Brooks. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Welcome back to Tim Hortons Field. RJ Broadhead along with Luke Tasker. Tiger Cats scored a field goal on their opening drive. 10 offensive plays on that drive. And then Carriel Brooks, that great secondary of the Tiger Cats, seems to be figuring things out. Back-to-back games now with an interception. So that pickoff puts the Tiger Cats on their own 43. Dane Evans takes the snap, plenty of receivers to his left, but another end around with Tim White this time, battling his way to almost the 50.
Man, if it's working, you just don't change it. That's a 6-yard gain on first down with another end around by the Ticats offense, and they're going to take the ball pretty quick here.
So now the ball on the 49, 2nd and 4. Dane Evans with Sean Thomas Erlington to his left. He will be a blocker. The pass comes to Stephen Dunbar Jr., just short of midfield, but it's enough for a first down, and Stephen Dunbar Jr. was the big target, the favorite target of Dane Evans last week against Montreal.
Excellent play and another great read by Dane. They brought a zone blitz again. He had quads to his right, the wide side of the field, and he took a quick hitch to Dunbar to the boundary, the left. So far, I'm impressed. Dane is seeing what the Argonauts are putting up against him.
Dunbar behind Evans. He will head to the line of scrimmage. It's a play action. Evans back to pass, goes over the middle, a deep ball. He was trying to connect with Banks, tight coverage, and it's incomplete. No flag on the play as Evans tried to squeeze that one into Speedy B.
Yeah, it was a good strike to throw downfield. Speedy B had a yard ahead of his man in coverage there. It was a decent probability throw to make, but at 40 yards, the ball has to be perfect, and it was a bang bang with not exactly a drop you'd call that. It was pretty good coverage, and he was able to catch up as it came to the catch there.
Ball right at midfield. It's 2nd and 10 now. Evans waves his arms, trying to get the defense to bite. They didn't. Throws to Dunbar Jr. It was a high throw, and he was hit right away by Jamal Peters and could not hang on to the ball. It's incomplete.
So a punt from center field here, RJ. You got the wind is helping this kick. You've got to take advantage of that at Tim Hortons Field and pin this inside the 10-yard line. That's going to be a win if you can do that.
Joel Whitford, kick heading out of bounds, so Daniel Braverman didn't get a chance for a return, and it'll be, where are they going to spot this? So it'll be all the way up at the 18 is finally where the official stopped. And 15 seconds to go, 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. Argonauts' second possession. They're starting deep in their own zone on their own 18. Dylan Wynn back in the lineup for the Tiger Cats. He had the arms going, trying to get the crowd fired up. Here's John White, and there's Jovan Santos Knox to limit him to a gain of about 1.
There you go. 2nd and 8 to start off the drive. It's going to be really, really tough for the Argos to maintain a productive offense when you're dealing with 8 yards to go every time you're in second down. The Ticats, that last drive there was really, really encouraging a protection by the offensive line in there. I'm excited to see more of that.
Nick Arbuckle, second start as an Argonaut. Orchestrated a win against Winnipeg last time out 15 days ago. 2nd and long. Here's the pass to the running back, John White, and he's up across the 30, and that will be enough for a first down for the Argos.
Pretty athletic play there. John White turned that up very nicely, and really good pressure by the Ticats front four. Arbuckle was able to find his guy low into the flat on his boundary side to his right.
Ball on the right hash on the Argos 33, so they'll start 1st and 10. Trying to work their way out of deep in their own zone. Working against the wind in this first quarter. Just under 3 minutes to go, opening quarter. Arbuckle takes the snap, another handoff. It's been all John White so far, and this time he'll get a gain of maybe 1 and some more pushing and shoving after the whistle. The Labor Day Classic rivalry's alive, Luke.
Alive and well. We always used to, in team meetings, you bring up some clips of previous classic games, and some of the scuffles that have happened, and you see Angela Mosca and the, getting in
old
the mix
school.
Oh yeah, just beautiful. What a just wonderful rivalry for the league and for the country. You're right. It has been all John White so far, and I wonder what's going to happen when this quarter change happens and the wind direction changes. We'll see if the aerial attack for the Argos increases.
Right, that will make a big difference. Big wind here this afternoon. So another 2nd and long, 2nd and 8 for the Argos. Arbuckle calls for the ball, gets it, steps back, 3 steps, throws, and there's another one that sailed on him. And no Argos really near that pass, although there is a flag on the field.
It looks like the Argos receiver, Rogers, number 8, got tripped up, but there is from what I saw, that looked like just feet getting mixed together. I'm going to be surprised if we see a defensive.
Number 11. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
So there you go. Defensive pass interference. So it didn't look like that from here. Hard to see from the aerial view, but it looked like a trip, which was very similar to what happened on Carroll Brooks' interception, which he hauled in, by the way, like a wide receiver.
Yes.
That was very, very impressive.
Yeah.
Keeping his feet in bounds over the shoulder like a corner route. Very good.
Big stretch. It was a great catch. 1st and 10 for the Argonauts. They're now on their 50. Arbuckle has White to his left. Doesn't pass to him this time. He will go to Curly Gittins Jr., who takes it up to the Hamilton 50, or at least very close, which will be close to a first down.
Argos really had 5 receivers to the boundary there, including the running back, and went to the single receiver out to the right against Frankie Williams.
So under center is Arbuckle. He keeps, and he gets enough for the first down. So they were just second and short, and they quickly did the quarterback keeper to get the first down.
So just crossing the Hamilton 50 here, you're not really close to field goal range right now in this field. You're gonna, they're gonna need. I mean, I don't know. Are they gonna hit 35-yarders going this direction today? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they're gonna take that chance. They've still got a lot of field to drive before they're gonna get points on this drive.
It's a good question. There's some garbage on the end zone side where the Argos are going away from, so you can really see which way the wind is blowing. It's all blowing in the Argos' face right now. Arbuckle again, passing again, complete. And it's DJ Foster who comes up with that. So the running backs involved in the pass game for the Argos in this first quarter.
Twice the Argos have gone downfield. One was Carroll Brooks' interception, and the other they drew the pass interference, but it really did not look like a catchable ball. They have done very well on 5-yard passes across the middle and out to the flats on this drive and against the wind. Again, we'll have to see how Hamilton manages that when the table turns here.
It's a good drive for the Argos, started on their own 18. They're now on the Hamilton 37. We'd be talking field goal here if there wasn't such a strong wind. It might still not be close enough. Arbuckle, he's got time, stayed in the pocket, and he completes another pass inside the 20. So the Argonauts moving the ball well, and it's Tavares Daniels, who had a 100-yard receiving game against Winnipeg, with that big play for Toronto here.
Yeah, it's hard. You're crossing. We have Santos Knox in 2 plays in a row, having to run laterally across the field to make these tackles. A bit of a mismatch there with a linebacker and a true X receiver.
So the Argonauts moving the ball well. Started on their own 18, and with the Tiger Cats leading 3-0, it's looking like the Argonauts are getting close to points. Down at the sidelines, Hamilton Ticat great Rob Hitchcock. And Rob, how windy is it down there? Is the field goal kicker's going to be in trouble going against the wind?
Oh, I think they're going to be in big trouble. I put a lot of gel in my hair today, and it's pretty. There's no more gel left in it. It's what a great atmosphere down here, guys. The fans have been great. Hamilton put on a great 6-minute first drive, and then the defense came out and made a great interception. Everything went Hamilton's way except for the last 2 minutes. But I see right now that these guys, Toronto's got a little momentum going with the win, but you can hear the chatter right now on the bench with some of the guys, and they're just saying, "Let's go, let's do this right. Let's all play as a team and get things done." So things are looking great.
Awesome stuff, Rob, down behind the Hamilton bench. Great insight, and now that changes things for the Argos, who were against the wind, and how close did they have to be for a field goal? Now they're with the wind to start the second quarter, and they've got an easy chip shot for 3 at least. So this Hamilton defense, love a turnover here.
Yep, you're absolutely right, and it's really a part of the game specific to Tim Hortons Field. The Argos just kind of wanted to just keep the drive alive to kill the quarter out, and now it's all in their favor with 19 yards to go for points. Tough, you got a flip right on the mid drive, and now the defense has got their heels on their own end zone, and the wind that's fighting them now. We'll see. The Argos have done a decent job of moving the chains down here. Both teams really have had just good, consistent drives, good good job keeping the ball in their hand. We are shaping up for a really nice second half here if the offenses are operating like this.
No real trend for the Tiger Cat defense to key on either. Nick Arbuckle has connected with 5 different receivers in that first quarter. 5 for 6, 61 yards, does have an interception, but now after starting on their own 18, the Argonauts have brought this ball to the Hamilton 19. The quarter may be coming at a good time for the Hamilton defense. They've been out there a while, had to be tired. Argos marching the ball downfield. Hamilton currently leading 3-0. It was a great opening drive by the Tiger Cats, and it looked like they might be looking at more than just 3 points. Had to settle for 3, and at this point, it might be what the best case scenario is for the Tiger Cats if they can't get the turnover, is hold the Argos to 3.
Yep, absolutely, and we'll see how the offense changes a little bit in the second quarter with the wind, but really some really great things by the Ticat offense in the first quarter there. There was a few plays where Dane Evans had ample time to take a look around to make a strike downfield. You know, that wind in your face is tough, but even with the wind, sometimes that ball can carry farther. It can come in a little hotter to the receiver. That is, right now, as the stadium is set up, that the wind is coming along with the sun. So sometimes that ball's coming in so hot and the sun's in your face, and it's a little something, you know, that can lead to a sort of a miscatched ball or just an awkward, moment at the top of the route. But a few, zero in a few of those throws, and Hamilton's probably got 14 points now. So if it continue to operate like that, man, we're gonna have a few more touchdowns still tonight.
Just watching Jovan Santos Knox. Looks like he's trying to get the defense pumped up, clapping his hands, waving his hands. Knows the defense has to come up big here. Hamilton has not won a second quarter in their previous 3 games. They've been outscored 34-10. Arbuckle all set to go. Movement, motion to his right, and it's a quick pass that way. It's another completion. There's Santos Knox on the tackle, as DJ Foster was the recipient of the pass. And that'll bring the ball to the 13 of the Tiger Cats. 2nd and 4. Arbuckle in the shotgun. A late snap, and now the receivers who went up to the line all back off again. So the Argos really trying to draw the Tiger Cats. They didn't bite. Ball on the ground, and it's going to be short of the first down. So they tried the run play. Looked like John White, and he's going to be about a yard, although there is a flag on the field.
Yeah, we're going to have a unnecessary roughness or something of the like here for the Toronto offensive line. Simone Lawrence got shoved to the ground well after the play was dead. And the play did fall short of the first down there as well. So we'll see where this lines up. I think we should not replay the down. This happened well after the whistle was blown. Waiting to see the refs work this one out here. Yeah, they're taking way back.
Number 65, Toronto. Touristic.
So Dariush Bladdock takes the unnecessary roughness penalty, and that'll move the Argos.
Third down.
Yeah. 3rd and 16. Now they're on the Hamilton 25.
How costly was that? I mean, they maybe had a chance. I mean, you expect them to take the 3 here, but they were close to the first down. You could have maybe considered the quarterback sneak for a first down there.
They were close. You're right.
Yeah, that was a very, very costly penalty by the Argos.
And even if they didn't get the first down, decided to kick the field goal, it would have been a 13, 14-yarder. This one significantly further on the 32. So Boris Beatty, he was 3 for 3 against Winnipeg in his last game, trying a 32-yard field goal. Here's the snap. The hold looks good. The kick is up, and it's good. So the Labor Day Classic, the home opener of the Tiger Cats, it is close. A field goal for each team, 3-all. Second quarter here in Hamilton at Tim Hortons Field. You're listening to the Ticats Audio Network. Second quarter at Tim Hortons Field, early second quarter, 13:43. Remaining till the half, it's 3-all. Couple of field goals, that's all the offense so far. Dane Evans has gone 6 for 10, 62 yards. And it's the Hamilton Tiger Cats starting on their own 35. Evans has Sean Thomas Erlington to his left, motion to the right. They'll stop at the line of scrimmage, and it's a pass to Thomas Erlington, who will get maybe a yard just back to the line of scrimmage, so not much there for the Tiger Cats.
Yeah, tough. Good job getting the ball out of his hand quick by Dane. It looks like an easy play, a little bubble route to the near side of the field. It is not an easy throw to make. Every quarterback has to really rep that, and it's very much so not an easy catch to make. Your body's turned all the way back to the quarterback while you have to stay in stride and run. But, at least got back to the line of scrimmage there because there was some blue jerseys everywhere.
Calling it no gain, so 2nd and 10 for the Tiger Cats from their own 35. Big second down. Evans with time in the pocket, and he'll sling this out and throw it out of bounds. Nobody was open. Good coverage by the Argos, and that is a quick 2 and out for the Tiger Cats.
Yeah, not the way they wanted to start off their offensive second quarter. Like we said, they are against the wind, though at times this is a classic Tim Hortons field. I'm looking at one goal post, and the flags at top are blowing towards center field, and at the other end, they're also blowing towards center field. It's a swirling wind down there, and it's really hard to get a sense for what's going on.
So Joel Whitford into punt, standing at his own 20. We think he's into the wind despite the swirling. And Daniel Braverman, he's at about his own 35 to receive this punt. So Whitford will need to have a good one here for the Tiger Cats. There's the snap and the kick. And fielding it at about the 31. The wind played havoc with it, and Braverman didn't catch it cleanly. He wasn't directly under it and had to scramble to get to it, so there's no gain, but we've got more flags on the field.
There's still stuff going on. It's getting pretty chippy already. That really was a really great punt. Not as wide to the boundary as you'd like, but he got it up in the air well enough, and when a ball's spinning in that Aussie-style non-spiraling punt, the wind affects it even more. It's really hard to judge that.
So it was a 43-yard punt by Whitford and no gain.
Okay, so it looks like they're taking it. That flag ended up being on Toronto. Actually, to the look of it, there were so many Hamilton jerseys around the returner. I thought for sure we were going to get a late hit or something on the coverage team, but that couldn't be better. I mean, Hamilton was really a stuttering offensive drive, and still, because of a great punt, great coverage, and a penalty, they really flipped the field here.
Gordon White was down on one knee, but he was able to get off on his own power, the long snapper for the Tiger Cats. And the Argos, again, will have to start deep in their own territory on their own 15. Last drive, they started on their own 18 and wound up with a field goal. Nick Arbuckle holds a hand in the air, waves his hands. It's a loud crowd trying to use motions. And John White with the ball runs to his left, tried to cut to the inside, and that's where the Tiger Cats were able to stop him. Ciante Evans in on that tackle.
Impressive run there. The Argonauts' run game, I mean, they've been going to it a lot. Not huge gains, but they have been chipping away, and that was kind of all White there. He really athletic and a lot of effort to get out to the outside and get a 5-yard gain.
So it's 2nd and 5. Argonauts on their own 20. Crowd getting loud here at Tim Hortons Field. This would be big for the Tiger Cats defense. Arbuckle calls for the snap. Now he'll step back 3 steps. The throw into coverage, and tight coverage. There's Ciante Evans again. He broke it up. It's incomplete. And the Tiger Cats force the Argos to a 2 and out.
Really great pass defense there by Hamilton. I had my eyes on the boundary side here. Toronto's ex-receiver was mangled with Roll and Brooks to the boundary. Ciante Evans was all over his man to the field. Excellent coverage.
Boris Beatty handles both kicking tasks for the Argonauts. So last drive he kicked a field goal. Now he's got a punt, and he's back on his own 5, but should have the wind with him. Frankie Williams back to retrieve it, and it will bounce at the 45 and go out of bounds, and there's more flags. Flags are up and more pushing and shoving. This is a feisty game, but we wouldn't expect anything less. The Labor Day Classic between these two rivals. What a battle it's been, Hamilton and Toronto. A lot on the line. It is early in the season. Fourth game for both teams. Tiger Cats coming in 1-2. Argonauts 2-1. Tiger Cats would love to join Montreal and Toronto atop the East Division. Here's the Tiger Cats ball on the 52 on the Argonauts side, and an empty backfield for Dane Evans. Looks to his left. He throws that way, and it's incomplete, intended for Tim White.
Yeah, touch too long there by Dane. They had an empty set, so there was 2 receivers to Dane's right in the boundary and 4 to the field and his left. It just looked to me, it was an Oscar route, a 5-yard speed out route, and Dane just double clutched it a little bit. Looked like it maybe just second guessed what he was seeing there, and a little bit would have been a very impressive catch, but very difficult to pull that in. Kind of bang bang with the catch and the tackle.
Tiger Cats into the wind, 2nd and 10. See what they call here. Dane Evans calmly taps his foot, gets the snap, looking to pass. He's got time in the pocket now. He has to roll out, and he throws complete down inside the 20 to Brandon Banks. Speedy B.
No one is going to cover Brandon Banks when a quarterback can get out of the pocket and give him time to break away. Speedy had a deep post route, crossed the safety's face, and flattened it off way across the field. At that time, RJ, it's just a foot race, and it doesn't matter how good you're in coverage. You're not going to be faster than Speedy running to the sidelines. I mean, just fantastic. You could see it from the moment Dane slipped out of the pocket that was going to be a completion downfield.
In a game where everybody's fast, you get the nickname Speedy.
Yeah.
You're fast. So there's a flag immediately. And we'll see. It looks like Tiger Cats are already backing up. So likely procedure.
Procedure. Hamilton, number 55.
Yeah.
It's a
Very,
5-yard
very
penalty.
costly.
Remains first down.
It's not just the penalty, it's the timing of that. When you hit an explosive play downfield and to get into scoring territory, you take the ball fast and make another strike there. That's very costly. 2nd and 15, right as you're on the verge of a touchdown. Same thing that happens in the last Ticats offensive drive. You don't want to sputter out in touchdown territory.
Ball on the Argos 23, 1st and 15. Dunbar Jr. along with 2 other receivers off to the left of Evans, and he'll look to the middle. Touchdown! Brandon Banks.
They're calling it off.
Touchdown Tiger Cats, and they're
hard to see from up here.
What happened there, Luke? Did he drop it?
It looks like Speedy B's down on the field. I think his head hit the ground pretty hard, and I do think the ball slipped out.
Looked like he had it.
It did.
On his way down, looked like a sure touchdown for the Tiger Cats, but Brandon Banks is down in the end zone, and the medical staff has come out.
Speedy B, he's up walking now. Okay, the crowd's cheering him on for sure. He had a slot, a seam route up the side of the field side, which was Dane Evans' left, and that ball time allowed just enough time for the Toronto field half to close in, and really it was a pretty vicious hit. Speedy's walking off and looking fine now, but very, very close to what would have been a historic Labor Day touchdown, I have to say.
Yeah, so it is incomplete now, 2nd and 15, still on the Argonauts 23. Evans gets the snap in the shotgun. There's pressure coming from the Argonauts. Gets to the line of scrimmage, and he dumps it off to David Ungerer, who stiff arms one Argo, dives to the end zone. Touchdown, Tiger Cats. David Ungerer, what an effort to put the Tiger Cats back in the lead.
What a play. Young Canadian stiff arms the field half to get into the end zone. What a great catch and run.
Dane Evans improvising. He was under pressure, scrambling out of the pocket. Ungerer got open, and then a great effort after the catch to get to the end zone. Huge play for the Tiger Cats.
Yeah, he's keeping that football too. He's running off the field with that ball. 100% keep that one, David.
So the Tiger Cats trying to complete the point after. Michael Damagala Steps up and convert into the wind. Not easy, but successful. So the 7 points for the Tiger Cats. Great scrambling by Evans. Terrific touchdown and run by David Ungerer. And the Tiger Cats lead 10-3 here at Tim Hortons Field. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Tiger Cats coming off a huge touchdown. Dane Evans to David Ungerer, and now lead the Argonauts 10-3 with 9:26 to go in the opening half. Tiger Cats getting that touchdown into the wind, so that's also another bonus. Being able to march the ball into the wind, a good pass, and this one has to be held on the kickoff for Michael Damagala. That's how strong the wind is, and way back on his own 5, it's fielded, and the Argonauts are getting a nice return here. Daniel Braverman up over the 45, close to the 50, and he's finally brought down. Might have been tripped up, but it's a good return for Toronto.
It was actually a very, very impressive kick, and now I'm second guessing which way the wind is really helping or hurting, because that was a very deep kick, well inside the 10-yard line, and honestly a coverage breakdown. That contain got compromised, and Toronto, I mean, if not for having stumbled on his own 50-yard line, that would have been another 20 yards after that. Excellent return to break back to the field by the Argos.
44-yard return for Daniel Braverman. Nick Arbuckle swirling his finger in the air. Hand signals with this loud crowd at Tim Hortons Field cheering on their defense. Empty backfield for Arbuckle. Throws up the middle, and that's caught by Davaris Daniels up near the Hamilton 50.
Nice
Good
route
for a first down.
Yeah, nice, really nice route, really nice throw. Kelly for the Ticats moving out to the flat from his Sam linebacker position, and that little wrap there, that's what myself and Andy Fantuz made a living on, going around the Sam linebacker for a catch.
Well, we're happy to have you on Ticats Audio Network. 1st and 10 from the Tiger Cats, 51. Arbuckle, play action. He's going to hold on to this ball and not going to get much. The Tiger Cats defensive line with Julian Hauser, Dylan Wynn, they closed the gap really quickly and held Arbuckle to a gain of maybe 1.
Yeah, hard to say. It looked like he at least pumped to like what would have been a wide receiver screen to his wide side of the field to his right. But it was pretty convincing. I don't know if maybe he got scared off of the throw or if it was a called draw, but nice defensive play there by the Ticats. No options there for Arbuckle.
Arbuckle with 3 receivers to his right. No step back pressure coming. He's sacked. Huge sack for the Tiger Cats. It's Mason Bennett. That's a big play for Ticats, and that'll force the Argonauts into a punting situation.
Dylan Wynn said in an interview this week how proud he was of just how deep the defensive front is for the Ticats, and there you go, Mason Bennett, not even in the starting 4, comes in for an unbelievable tackle for a loss of almost 15. What a great play.
Defense coming up big, crowd cheering them on. They fed off the crowd at Tim Hortons Field. Nearly 15,000 here for the Labor Day Classic. Here's the kick from Boris Beatty. Frankie Williams back, retrieves it at about his own 11. Gets around a couple of tacklers across the 30 to the 31, maybe 32, depending on where they spot it.
Sort of a low-flying punt. Got good distance, but Frankie caught that with a lot of room to go and got a 1st down and a half there for the Ticats offense, and it is valuable, I can tell you, to get that to come out on your own 31 compared to your own 11. It makes a very, very big difference mentally as you prepare for a drive.
Dane Evans, 119 passing yards. Still just under 7 minutes to go in the half. Has a touchdown. That was on the last drive to David Ungerer, who made a terrific yard after catch effort to get that into the end zone. First touchdown of the game belongs to the Tiger Cats, and they're back on offense. Dane Evans takes the snap, hands off to Brandon Banks, who's back in the lineup, trying to get to the outside. Banks has a step and got to just across the 45, maybe to the 47.
Great play. Speedy, good to see 16 back out there. He took a very, very hard shot in the end zone on what was almost a beautiful touchdown catch, and there he is getting a nice chunk for 1st down and a half there around the end.
So that's good news for the Tiger Cats in so many ways. Brandon Banks healthy. Brandon Banks running for a big gain. Ball on the 47. 1st and 10, Tiger Cats. Sun out, bright and shining here at Tim Hortons Field. Evans, quick pass to Sean Thomas Erlington. Gets around one tackler, and then a couple of Argos have to converge to take Thomas Erlington down at midfield.
Couple very impressive things on that play. So Sean Thomas Erlington makes the catch on the bubble out to the right, which was the wide side. And the Sam linebacker for the Toronto Argonauts blitzed very quickly, very well timed with the snap. And Dane Evans saw it, made a quick throw to the screen. And then Sean Thomas Erlington, like I talked about this in Montreal, he gets 3 more yards than you think he's going to. Every time he's about to get tackled, somehow he's 3 yards ahead of where he thought. And it was an excellent play by Dane and Erlington.
2nd and 2, fakes to Banks, and the pressure coming, and Argos get to Dane Evans. It's Chris Edwards who brings him down for the quarterback sack. So a couple of big 2nd down sacks for both teams now, and it looks like the Tiger Cats will have to punt.
Yeah, all for naught there for Sean Thomas Erlington, and the Argos brought 5 and just won their matchups. That was a good, really strong rush, and it did not take long for Dane to hit the ground on that one.
Chris Edwards, one of those players in the middle of things in pregame, right at midfield. So he comes up with a big play. Daniel Braverman, he's back to receive this punt from Joel Whitford. Punting from his own 35-yard line. Taking his time. Argonauts were patient. Here's the punt. That'll bring Braverman in. Again, he's having trouble tracking it. The wind playing tricks with the ball. It looked like one of those outfielders waiting for a ball that's getting blown around and tailing away from you, but he does catch it just inside his own 25.
Yeah, you're right. It does look strange. The ball flies almost like a field goal off the foot of the punter there, up and out and then coming straight down out of the sky because the wind is just battling it. Really nice job there too. The Ticats are eating away that clock while they're in a quarter without their favor. So that's a huge, the punter, the personal protector, Jeff Reinbold, has to be real in tune to that. And I can say in the field goal game, the punt game, Reinbold is zeroed in on that stuff. They have got that down to a T.
So Argonauts have to start from their own 24. Nick Arbuckle fakes the handoff to DJ Foster. The play action, now he'll throw up the middle. It's a complete pass to Curly Gittins Jr., who is almost up to the 45, but that will be a 1st down for the Argonauts.
Yeah, that was interesting. A little 8-man protection there by the Argos. They had three receivers in the game. Looked like they were setting up a double play, a little hitch and pump or something to the wide side, and that got swallowed up by the defensive secondary, but wide open dig route behind it coming through.
Argonauts on the near hash on their own 43-yard line. 1st and 10. Here's Arbuckle, quickly looks to his right and completes the pass to the running back, DJ Foster, who will be up close to another 1st down. Looks like he got it.
Smart play call there by Toronto. They had 4 receivers to the boundary side. That leaves Santos Knox to take the running back out to the field. Everyone else has vacated to coverage in the boundary side, and so then you have a Mike linebacker with a running back one-on-one with space, and generally speaking, that's not a great matchup for any defense.
Now the Argonauts up to midfield, another 1st and 10. Arbuckle calmly gets the snap, hands off. It's Foster again right up the middle, and he's tackled there by Jovan Santos Knox. Maybe a gain of 5 or 6, maybe 8. It's getting a little closer to that 1st down play.
He slipped through at the end there. He did a little Sean Thomas Erlington there at the end of the play.
So 3-minute warning here at the half. It's 10-3 for the Tiger Cats, and down at the Tiger Cats sideline is Rob Hitchcock. What did you think of the second quarter so far, Rob?
Well, it's been pretty exciting down here on the field. Hey, Luke, just to let you know about that, you're talking about the wind. It seems to be swirling, kind of. It's not going one way all the time. And I remember this when we used to play here at the old Iverwind Stadium, and it seems to be going in the faces and then swirling back a little bit. And you really noticed it on that kickoff that Hamilton, he kicked, I think, to the 5-yard line.
Yeah,
into that wind, it was pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good point. It looks strange from up here. It's going everywhere.
Yeah, a couple other things, guys. I'm really looking at Mark Washington on every time the D comes off. He's checking, making sure the communication is correct with everybody. The signs on the field, everybody's just really blind that we get these guys rolling and make sure everybody is really committed to what they're doing out there. And thirdly, I look at Toronto and their composure. They've had some pretty big penalties that have put them into back positions, and Hamilton's composure has been great. Coach Steinhauer said earlier today that he just wants these guys to play hard but play smart.
Thanks, Hitch. Yeah, it's so important. Play hard, play smart. A 10-3 lead late in the half, and Argonauts are going to have a 2nd and 1 coming up. So this is a big play. Tiger Cats would love to get a stop here, but the Argonauts, they just seemed late in the first quarter. They tied it up with the field goal here late in the first half. They're threatening again, moving the ball quite well, but this will be an important down coming up.
Yeah, Hitch is right too. The Argos drove down into the scoring zone there, and that you really cannot allow in a team culture unnecessary roughness when you get into that end. People are going to make mental errors, but that conscious decision is really uncalled for, and it hurt him that time.
Arbuckle under center for this 2nd and 1. And he'll drop back, makes the pass, and it is complete. Battling to get across the 45 is Davaris Daniels, and he does. So it is a first down for the Argonauts.
Interesting play there. We see it multiple times every CFL game where a quarterback puts his head down to get the first on a 1-yard carry. That put that wide receiver screen out there. There's a lot of moving pieces. There's a chance for things to go wrong, and I don't mean turnover wrong, but just a dropped ball or a missed throw. It's worked for him there, but Frankie Williams was really uptight on the coverage.
Arbuckle back in the shotgun on the Hamilton 44 now. High snap, no problem for Arbuckle though. Throws over the middle. It's a high throw and it goes incomplete.
Arbuckle had to get it off quick. Hamilton brought 5 rushers, and the pocket was collapsing. He had a second there, but that was not as accurate or as timely a throw as he would have liked to make, Arbuckle, and that's a defensive stop by the rush there.
So now 2nd and 10 on the Hamilton 44. 2 minutes, 7 seconds to go in the half. This running game of the Argos, back-to-back 100-yard rushing games. They're right around 30 yards so far, so this rush defense of the Tiger Cats has been great. It's a throwing down. Arbuckle rolls to his right, throws that direction. Tight coverage. It's an incomplete pass. Great coverage by Tunde Adeleke, and Jovan Santos Knox right in the vicinity as well.
Unbelievable coverage, and he's coming from his free safety position, and he was not that close to a little out route there by the Argos wide receiver, but he collapsed that space very quickly and made a great diving breakup on the pass. Big change of field position on this punt here. A big return would be huge.
So Boris Beatty at his own 51. It's a little chip shot, and he's trying to get it to the corner, and it looks like it went into the end zone. So he did not get it deep in the Hamilton end.
Yeah, he only missed by a yard or so. He threw a dart down in there, but it just barely crossed the pylon. It was almost a really, it comes off his foot like a throw from a quarterback. You know what I mean? He really put a spiral in there, but it was just a bit long, and Ticats happy to give up the point there for 35 yards.
It was like a lob with a kick.
Exactly, yeah.
So 1 point for the Argonauts. It's 10-4. Tiger Cats leading. They'll get the ball back. Just under 2 minutes to go in the opening half. Great to see a crowd at Tim Hortons Field, 15,000 fans. They've been loud, especially when the defense is out there. Here's Dane Evans, trying to get more points for the Tiger Cats before the end of the half. And here's Speedy B. He's forced back. Now he's in trouble along the sideline trying to make something happen, but he's in a sea of blue, and it'll be a loss for the Tiger Cats of maybe about 6.
Yeah, that's the end around to the boundary. That is very tough, even for a guy with the ability like Speedy to be able to get upfield after the handoff. Not a great start for the Ticats, 2nd and 15.
So now they're on their own 29. Dane Evans, 4 receivers to his left. No doubt a passing down, and Evans looked nowhere but his left. It's a complete pass, Jalen Acklin, and that will get the Tiger Cats back to the original line of scrimmage, but still far from a first down, and they'll have to punt.
Yeah, you take what you can get there, and good job by Jalen Acklin to the flat, and it's hard to get your shoulders and your hips turned around upfield, and 5 was really all you were going to get on that play. Unfortunate drive there. That we really need a great punt here. And try to flip this field position around. Still plenty of time for either team to get points on the board before the half.
Daniel Braverman back to receive the punt. Whitford standing on his own 20. Argos will have plenty of time before the end of the half with this next possession. Again, Whitford will let this play clock roll down as far as possible. Here's the punt. It's a pretty good one, sending Braverman back a few steps. And again, the wind giving him problems, reaching out, caught it at about his own 20, and nowhere to go. The Tiger Cats plenty of time to get their coverage team down there, and Braverman bringing it maybe to the 24 or 25.
Uh-oh. There's all kinds of stuff going on. I saw a helmet fly. I saw guys on the ground.
Yeah.
We're talking, this is well after the whistle. This is Labor Day Classic. Blood's boiling.
Multiple orange flags in the air.
Yeah. That was an unbelievable punt. I'm not lying when I'm telling you that the flags at the top of both uprights are all blowing midfield. It's like Hitch told us, it's a circle of wind, and you don't know what's going on, and that punt just went forever down there.
Let's have a
Major
listen.
Foul, face mask, Toronto, number 37. After distance to goal, it'll be first down, Toronto.
So a face mask on the Argonauts. That'll move them back.
So I thought it was after the whistle. That looks, maybe that's just an aggressive play, or, who knows to say the motives on that one, but it's still so costly by the Toronto Argonauts. I mean, that is so frustrating when you're an offensive player backing up like that, and for a penalty that probably could have been avoided. Unforgivable. You feel so, and the Ticats are in great shape now after that.
Yeah, less than a minute to go in the half. Argonauts on their own 12. Arbuckle passing, and it's a complete pass up around the 36 to Davaris Daniels. That'll be a first down for the Argonauts. That was an important first down for Toronto. They didn't want to be in a 2nd and long situation deep in their own end. Now they're on their own 26. 1st and 10. Arbuckle, he's brought down. Dylan Wynn back in the lineup, and he gets the sack, and they got a little dance too. How about that? The 4 linemen, they've been working on that. A choreographed dance after the Dylan Wynn sack.
Dylan Wynn is an absolute grizzly bear on the line of scrimmage. I'm telling you right now, if I ever got caught in an alley and I could pick a teammate over my ear, it might be Dylan Wynn. That guy is just an unbelievable football player. He really is. Ticats had great coverage, a 3 double cut, big passing zone defense, and nothing there for Arbuckle, and Dylan Wynn found his way.
That's awesome. I love it, Luke. Dylan Wynn said this was going to be a bar fight. Handoff to John White. Tried to cut back to the inside, and there's Cariel Brooks with a good tackle to limit the gain for White.
Jagarrett Davis is there's just a lot happening on the line of scrimmage in this game. You can't see it over the airwaves, but I hope you're getting a sense of it is physical and everybody's finishing through the whistle. Jagarrett Davis just was in a wrestling match on the ground there for a second. Yeah, Dylan Wynn said it's going to be a bar fight, and that's what we love about it. And that's the way he is. He was excited about that kind of physicality in the Labor Day Classic, and it has been all of that. Great drive here by the Ticats defense.
So it's 3rd down, 6 yards. They'll just run this clock down and end the first half, and Arbuckle will take the knee, and that is it for the opening half. A good half for the Tiger Cats. They lead 10-4, big touchdown. Dane Evans connecting with David Ungerer, who did a terrific job with yards after the catch. A little stiff arm, gets into the end zone, couple of sacks by the defense, holding the Argonauts to just 4 points in that opening half. So it's 10-4 Tiger Cats at the half. Welcome back to Tim Hortons Field, getting set for second half action. Tiger Cats leading the Argonauts 10-4. Tiger Cats defense getting it done again, holding the Argonauts to just 4 points in the opening half. Argo's first half possessions, they had 1 interception, 3 punts, and a field goal. So the defense rock solid. Argo's rushing game that was so powerful the previous 2 games, back-to-back 100-yard rushing games. They are at 40 yards right now at the half. So again, that run defense of the Tiger Cats, they've got an interception in the game from Carriel Brooks. It's been defense allowing the offense opportunities to try to put points on the board.
Yep, absolutely, and a lot still hangs in the balance. It was one of the fastest first halves, I think. I mean, that was crazy, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe we hit the 3-minute warning when we did. Felt like it was just after 2 o'clock. A lot still hangs in the balance here. A lot good run defense. We'll see how this shapes up and how the wind acts in the second half as well. It was sort of wily and unpredictable, but certainly played a factor in the first half there. The Ticats did get their score with David Ungerer into the wind, or supposedly into the wind, allegedly.
Who knows if it had switched by
Yeah.
then, but yeah, we thought it was into the wind.
And they should be kicking off also into that wind here, though. Tim Hortons Field is unpredictable. Look, it's swirling for sure. So,
well, you pointed it out in the half that the flags were dead still, not even blowing at all when the players were in the locker room.
yeah, of course they're in the locker rooms when that happens. Yeah, I can from holding for field goals for all my career, I can hear Justin Medlock and Liam Hyberlock. I can hear these guys complaining about Tim Hortons Field and before the game. You go out there to kick before the game. And it's just it's a headache for them to sort of predict and to estimate where their max yardage is. Generally the coaches are going to turn to kickers to ask them where they feel comfortable at in their depths, and it's very hard to gauge that in a stadium like this.
Third quarter about to get underway. Michael Domagala about to kick off. Tiger Cats haven't scored any points in the third quarter, which is surprising. They've been outscored 12-0, so if they can change that, that would bode well for them. It was a low, short kick from Domagala, and the Argonauts brought it back to their own 40, so they'll have decent starting field position.
Yep. Tough. They obviously called it a squib or some sort of alternative kick there, and it was fielded pretty cleanly by the upback, and that's all you want. That's all you want that position to do. You get the ball secure and just get what you can for the offense, but pretty good opportunity here for the Argonauts.
They'll start on their own 41 to begin the second half. Tiger Cats leading 10-4. 1 touchdown in the game. Dane Evans to David Ungerer. Nick Arbuckle, the quarterback of the Argonauts, spins his hand above his head. A waggle from the receivers. It's a handoff, and not a lot there. Maybe 2 yards for the ball carrier, John White.
Yep, they're going to stay at it, take a positive play on first down to start the second half, the Argonauts, and sticking at their run game and going to try to pound away. 2nd and 6 here for them. Decent gain on first.
They came into this game averaging over 7 yards on first down, so the Tiger Cats have limited that for the most part in this game.
That's a really incredible stat.
It is.
That is a productive offense. Empty set here, no running back in the backfield.
Arbuckle, 3 receivers each side. He throws to his left, and not sure if it was missed route, but Davaris Daniels never turned around. It looked like that ball was maybe intended for him. It's incomplete.
You know what? It was cover 0. There was an empty backfield, so 6 wide receivers out and 6 defenders, and everybody else has their hand in the dirt. And Arbuckle had one option. It looked like there might have been a miscommunication, or he maybe threw it to the incorrect hot route, but not much to be done there.
Horace Beatty punting. Frankie Williams coasting up to his 25 to field the punt. Pauses for a minute, then runs to his right, and he's got some opening. Trying to get near midfield. Got it almost to his own 50, so the Tiger Cats will be in a good spot to begin their first possession of the second half.
Some flag in the backfield there. I did not see anything clearly. There you go. Looks like a holding, I think, against Hamilton. In the back into the what would have been the Argonauts backfield there. So as that ball hits the foot, and then everybody on a special teams play flips sides, right? The aggressors start playing defense, and who was playing defense is now chasing a kick. And so that moment of change is hard, and people got to let go of jerseys. That is what that. We just watched the Hamilton offense march back 30 yards down their own, back towards their own end zone. I can't tell you how frustrating that is as a wide receiver, a quarterback, or anybody on the offensive. That's 35 yards of hidden yardage that we'll never see again. Now you got to work for it, and it's an incredibly frustrating way to start a drive.
Well, it changes the first possession of the second half. Handoff to Sean Thomas Erlington, who didn't have a rushing yard or even an opportunity in the first half. This time he'll take it close to a first down, maybe 8 or 9. Might even measure this.
Excellent run. Great play call too.
So the Tiger Cats had to start inside their own 20 instead of right near midfield. They're calling it 2nd and 1. Dane Evans keeps, and he gets more than enough for the first down, so the Tiger Cats will move the sticks.
Easy sneak, well executed there too. They took the ball fast and called the snap. Really, the Argos didn't even have a defensive front set when they took that sneak there. All right, they got half of it back. That hidden yardage that they lost, they got half of it back. Empty set.
Some hard work now on their own 26. Evans throws over the middle, and it's caught by Anklin at about the 32, so close to 5 yards, halfway to the first down.
Yeah, nice play. Interesting there. There was a delayed snap by Dane Evans there, sort of a fake waggle. They're taking the ball, the line of scrimmage, no huddle here.
Evans hands off to Sean Thomas Erlington. He's hit immediately, and he battles his way for a couple of yards, and it's enough for the first down. That was hard work from Thomas Erlington.
Great run. You wouldn't even have blamed Sean Thomas Erlington if that play would have ended in a 2-yard loss. And sure enough, he gets 4 for the first down. Just center of balance. He told us before the season started, he put on muscle mass this year. He wants to be harder to take down. He wants to be less prone to injuries, and that muscle mass is helping. And he was able to hurdle a guy in Montreal, so he's
still
not,
agile.
Yeah, he's not too heavy. I know that.
Dane Evans, play action, throws complete to Stephen Dunbar Jr., and he'll be about a yard short of the first down. Maybe 3 yards short as they spot it a little further back.
And it's 2nd and 3. They're putting together a great drive, but I don't want to harp on it, but they're not quite yet to where Frankie Williams had returned the ball short of a what happened with a penalty. But they are piecing this together very nicely and chipping away at it. 2nd and 3, very comfortable position here.
Well, it's a good point, Luke. It's taken them a few minutes to get to where they should have been. Those penalties are costly. Pass up the middle to Tim White. He's surrounded by 4 Argos and brought down just on the Toronto side of midfield, so it's another first down for Hamilton.
Zone blitz from the field side. They brought 2 off the end, and that is multiple times tonight I've seen Dane Evans recognize a blitz very quickly and put it right where he needed to, which is generally speaking, not always, but right into that blitz. So he threw it right over top of 2 blitzers for a beautiful play.
Evans under center, and he'll flip it to Brandon Banks looking for a seam, and he's squeezed by a couple of Argos and worked his way down to close to the 45, which is close to another first down.
Speedy B's had, what, five or six handoffs in the game already, 5. And one for a loss, and apart from that, mostly for gains. It's been a good play for him.
No huddle again. Sean Thomas Erlington will ramble his way to a couple of yards on that run. Trying to go up the middle. Argos were able to stop him, but a lot of Argos defenders with their hands on their hips as Tiger Cats continue to march this ball.
It's an impressive drive here. Really no explosive plays. I mean, they haven't taken off huge chunks at a time, but they're getting no less than 5 yards on every first down, and they're just rolling right now.
Now on the Toronto 43, 1st and 10 Tiger Cats. Dane Evans gets the snap, and again it's a handoff, this time to Tim White. He's hit hard at the 40 by Charleston Hughes, and Hughes slow to get up, and he's going to head to the sideline.
A lot of work there for 4-yard gain, but 2nd and 6, still not too bad of a position here. Getting very close to field goal range, depending on what the wind's doing at this point in time.
The wind is a mystery. 9 minutes to go. 11th play of the drive here for the Tiger Cats. Dane Evans looks behind. Nico Kalinic is there. Stephen Dunbar takes a look at Evans before he heads out wide left. Now Kalinic in motion. Evans, pump fake, but he ran out of time, and he's taken down, sacked by the Argonauts, and there is a flag on the play.
And that's a holding. Boy, that is it's just an endless
Holding.
The story will never
Hamilton,
change
number 55.
of how
Penalties
costly
declined.
penalties are. They declined that, and then now it's going to be moved to 3rd down, of course, but really great rush by the Argos there, and we start getting beat on the offensive lines. It's hard to let go of a jersey sometimes.
So there was pressure on Evans. He was brought down under 9 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Tiger Cats are going to punt at the start, deep in their own zone. Got it up to midfield. Joel Whitford just inside his own 50, and Daniel Braverman ready to receive the punt. He's standing at his 10. Whitford taking his time again. Argos trying to time his call for the snap. Here it is. There's the punt. And Braverman drifting to his left, just inside the 10, up to the 15. And the momentum from the punt heading to the sidelines takes Braverman right out of bounds, and he didn't have any time for a return. So we're into the 3rd quarter now. 2nd half action. Labor Day Classic at Tim Hortons Field, and the Tiger Cats lead 10-4. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Welcome back to Tim Hortons Field. RJ Broadhead along with Luke Tasker. We're in the 3rd quarter of the Labor Day Classic / home opener for the Tiger Cats, and they lead 10-4. Argonauts starting inside their own 20 for the 4th time in this game. They're on their own 14. Arbuckle takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and he'll throw to his right. Oh, Carriel Brooks right there again, or rather that was Jamal Roll this time. Right there to knock the ball down and very nearly intercepted.
Yep, looked like there was a little separation, but he closed in on the ball time and made a great pass breakup. That is a real telling stat. 4 times inside of your own 20. It's frustrating. There's too much field to eat up, and there's too many plays to piece together to get points consistently when you start like that.
So now 2nd and 10 on their own 14. Argonauts, they need something big here, or they're going to be punting from their own end zone. Arbuckle steps back from his own 3. He's under pressure, dumps it off, and hit immediately. It's incomplete. Right there with a big play is Simone Lawrence. Tiger Cats needed a big defensive play. They got it from their leader.
Great tackle. That is, he made him feel it on that, and it would have probably been, I mean, it would have been a meaningless gain if anything, and it was a effective tackle for sure to break it up and to make them kick from their own end zone now.
Well, you talk about the field position battle all the time, Luke, and this is going to favor the Tiger Cats. Horace Beatty from his own end zone. Frankie Williams standing at his 45. It's a high punt. Frankie Williams breaks one tackle, gets through the middle. He's over midfield,
Touchdown.
into the 40, 35, 30, 20. Frankie Williams, touchdown, Tiger Tiger Cats.
Oh, yeah.
Punt return touchdown, Frankie Williams.
You could see that happening from the moment he caught the ball. It was a flat kick into the middle of the field, and you cannot give Frankie Williams that opportunity. He easily made the first guy miss who was coming in too hot, as is so common. But after that, you could see it opening up. It was a beautiful, beautiful return scheme.
How great has Frankie Williams been in these last 2 games? He was instrumental for most of the points that the Tiger Cats were able to get against Montreal, and here gives the Tiger Cats a little cushion with that 67-yard punt return touchdown.
As Speedy B's responsibilities developed throughout his career, and he moved away from what was he's one of the greatest CFL returners of all time. Frankie Williams has stepped in to play that role for the Ticats with unbelievable effect. I mean, he's done it at timely moments in the game, including what he just did in a Labor Day Classic here.
Michael Domagala on to kick the convert, and he's successful, so it is now 17-4 for the Tiger Cats. Just under 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Frankie Williams doing it again for Hamilton. Frankie Williams doing it again for the Tiger Cats, 67-yard punt return touchdown, and it's 17-4 for the Tiger Cats now, midway through the third quarter. Labor Day Classic, home opener. Frankie Williams has turned into a massive weapon. Just the second punt return touchdown in the CFL this season. Mario Alford had the other one with Montreal. Kickoff will send Braverman deep into his end zone. He's up to the 15, and now the Hamilton special teams gets down there and will bring Braverman down at about his own 16. So again, the Argos starting deep in their own zone.
Huge kick. Well, he caught it back in the end zone, and Jamal Roll with a beautiful stop, playing the number 1 position to the right on kickoff.
6:51 to go in the third quarter. Tiger Cats lead the Argonauts 17-4. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Back at Tim Hortons Field, third quarter. I'm RJ Broadhead along with Luke Tasker. Exciting game, Labor Day Classic home opener. Argos starting from their own 17. Arbuckle with 3 receivers to his right, throws left. It's DJ Foster, and he's eyeing that first down marker, and he will be very close.
Good find there. Little running back flat out to the boundary, which was the left side of the offense. The ex-receiver ran a drag across the middle and left that flat route wide open for an easy first down. Toronto has a breath of fresh air there. The last thing they wanted to do is have to punt again off their own goal line like they did a drive ago.
Yeah, with Frankie Williams back there, you don't want to punt too often. Fresh off that touchdown punt return, Frankie Williams continues to be a big threat. This time the Argonauts hand it off, and nothing there. There's Jagarrett Davis to eliminate any gain for John White.
Again, the Ticat front 4 is just, they're playing at an incredibly high level, have had a couple great sacks in the game, but the run stop has just been phenomenal.
And this is an Argos team who is riding high on the run, back-to-back 100-yard rushing running backs, and so far not much at Tim Hortons Field today. 2nd and 8. Argos on their own 30. Arbuckle back to pass. Looks to his left, then his right, back to his right, and it will be a gain of about 3 or 4, but looks like the Argos are going to be short of that first down marker.
They had set up a running back screen to the left. Yeah, it looks like a little chippy out there again here. Set up a running back screen to the left, and that collapsed in. An Arbuckle found a receiver to the far right there, but great pursuit by Hamilton, and took the air out of that very quickly. Still third and. Oh, hold on a second here.
Yeah, there's a penalty against the Tiger Cats.
I didn't see a flag get thrown there.
It was right by the Tiger Cats sideline. So they were.
We can see Orlando Steinauer arguing with the referee there on the line. I wonder if they were you can get flagged for standing in an incorrect area on your sidelines or infracting in the sidelines. I don't know.
That's a tough call.
It really is.
So it gives the Argonauts a first down now on their own 44. 3 receivers to the left of Arbuckle, but he looks right, and it's knocked away. Great defense again. Jamal Roll chucks up another knockdown.
Really great coverage. I'm telling you, Jamal Roll is closing in at the point of the catch so efficiently right now. He did it in Montreal. It really kind of jumped off the camera. And here for the Labor Day Classic, he's kind of been just every time the ball comes he's right there. He's having an excellent year in coverage right now.
2nd and 10. Argonauts on their own 44. Loud crowd as they cheer on this Hamilton defense. Signals from Arbuckle. He gets the snap, and it's a short pass. Nowhere to go. There's the Hamilton defense. Once again, coming up huge. Julian Hauser with a quick tackle, and Argos are going to have to punt again.
Yeah, backside screen there, and there was nothing happening there for the Argos. The Ticat front four is absolutely punishing right now, and that was huge. That was about to be. I can't call that penalty costly now. They're punting from the same area they were about to down ago.
Boris Beatty standing at his own 26. Frankie Williams, fresh off a punt return touchdown. What can he do this time? Williams will let this bounce. It's a short kick. Picks it up at his own 31 and looks up and sees nothing but Argos, so he doesn't get much of an opportunity for a return, but Ticats will start at their own 35. It's now a 17-4 lead for the Tiger Cats, and that big punt return touchdown is the difference right now. Let's go to the sidelines. Rob Hitchcock, were you running beside Frankie Williams during that touchdown?
Oh, I felt like it. I felt like going with him. He broke that out. Really nice to see, guys, the defense right before that kick, that punt return, and Simone making that big play. You could just see it in the guys' faces and the momentum change. And that ball was really well kicked too, almost too far, because it's also separating Frankie Williams about 20 yards before the first returner was down there. As soon as he broke it, you knew he was gone, and what a play. And another thing, what I really like to see, guys, is this offensive lineman, the most calm, cool, collective guys you could ever see and meet. They're sitting here right in front of me. Coach is talking to them, making some adjustments, and they're just sitting there going, guys, this is phenomenal. Keep doing what you're doing. And real nice to see the composure of these guys. It's real nice to see.
And that's important, too, because they went through some criticism in the first couple of games of the season.
Yeah, from what I've heard and seen, they have, but they're playing together now as a unit, and real nice to see, guys.
Awesome, Hitch. Thanks for that. So that's a sideline view with Rob Hitchcock and that offensive line. It's always good when you don't talk about the offensive line. It's like a referee that you never talk about because they didn't dictate the game, and with the offensive line, when you're talking about it, it's probably not a good thing.
Yeah, you're so right. They go unsung heroes a lot of the time, but that's insight from Hitch there in the sidelines. Darius Sirocco, first-year starter, is taking over for, of course, the long-tenured Mike Filer, and those guys, they got to be scientists up there. They're calm on the sidelines because they're dissecting what they're seeing and talking about it.
Here's the offensive line out there, starting on their own 36. Dane Evans, another strong game for the Tiger Cats. They'll drop back to his 29. He's under pressure. He's looking left. Now he throws on the run. It's complete. Found Tim White, who will bring that close to the 50. It is a first down for the Tiger Cats.
Nice job.
Scramble play.
Yeah, nice job by Dane. It was a 3-man rush, so they dropped 9 into zone coverage, and there's a lot of guys out there when they do that, but it also, Dane was able to buy a little bit of time and make it happen and avoid that, just those 3 Argos that were presenting the rush.
Dane Evans has already surpassed his totals from the victory last week against Montreal. 16 for 23 this afternoon. That was a lot of improvisation, and it worked out. This time it's a handoff, spinning for a couple of yards close to midfield is Nico Kalinic.
Yeah, that's different, huh? Nico took a handoff out of his waggle from his sort of, his tight end slot position. Everybody's taking a handoff today. They're passing them out. That's cool. I mean, it's good to mix the ball up. A second, it's a 4-yard gain on a little handoff to probably, that's sort of a breaking the mold there for the Ticats. I don't recall Nico getting many handoffs in the games we've seen.
He had a touchdown against Montreal, but this one is definitely changing things up, keeping the defense on its toes. It's 2nd and 6 from the 53. Dane Evans is passing, and he's looking deep. He's got a receiver open. It's a perfect pass. Wow. Tim White gets the touchdown. Tiger Cats, another touchdown. It's Tim White. And now they've got a commanding lead in this Labor Day Classic.
So Hitch tells us that the momentum, you could feel it change. That punt return for a touchdown, the tackle by Simone Lawrence, that was a commanding touchdown. A beautiful throw from Dane Evans. Tim White didn't break stride, fell right over his shoulder, really smooth, right on the 5-yard line, and he strolled into the end zone. That was beautiful, and the momentum is all Ticats right now.
57-yard touchdown for Tim White. Wow. Great pass from Dane Evans. Looks like Brandon Banks was open deep too. So there were some options.
Yeah, really, that's amazing. Great route and great touchdown for Tim White. Looks they're handing him around. David Unger gets his first touchdown. Yes. Tim White, great to see.
So Dane Evans using the whole all offensive contingent. Ticats are going to go for 2 here. Dane Evans has Jalen Acklin in motion. Evans will step back to pass. And it is Jalen Acklin who hauls in the 2-point conversion. So Tiger Cats are rolling. A touchdown and a 2-point conversion, and it's 25-4.
That was a beautiful arrow route on the 2-point conversion by Jalen Acklin. He came across the formation from Dane's left to his right and hit the line of scrimmage as the most inside receiver and took an arrow angle to the back left pylon. I mean, that kind of play is really won right at the line of scrimmage. That waggle and that release, you win that route right at the snap of the ball with your leverage and your energy just to gain, the winning shoulder on your defender. Beautiful, easy, kind of honestly a very easy throw for Dane. Just a beautiful open corner of the end zone.
Acklin in motion, worked out perfect. Tim White, big game. 6 receptions, 93 yards. Tiger Cats haven't had a 100-yard receiver yet this year, so Tim White knocking on the door of that. And again, we're almost through 3 quarters, but it's been pretty good football on all 3 aspects for the Tiger Cats this afternoon.
Great go for 2. Now it's a 21-point lead, and you're starting to feel it. The energy is all Ticats right now. It's a great feeling in the stadium here.
They've won 6 in a row against the Argos in the Labor Day Classic. Braverman receives the kickoff at his own 15, gets up to the 35, and he's hit there, and thought maybe the ball might have popped loose. It didn't, so the Argos will get set for their possession here late in the 3rd quarter. They need to get something going, and the Tiger Cats defense needs another stop. So an important moment here to keep that momentum for the Tiger Cats.
Yeah, and they got to feel a little bit better. They're finally, they're out to their 34-yard line to start this drive. The 3rd quarter, they've just been beat up against a wall, their own end zone. They're kind of in a have-to scenario. Little breathing room now, so I expect them to start opening this up a little bit. They've got just 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter and down by 3 touchdowns. We're going to start to see them, take some shots now, I'm expecting.
And forget that stat about the Tiger Cats not scoring in the 3rd quarter. They've eliminated that one too, putting up a ton of points. Arbuckle, empty backfield. He'll pass to his left and gain close to the 1st down.
Again, that flat route to the boundary opening up late for Toronto. Arbuckle just making it through his reads. And that's a great 1st down play, though. I mean, 2nd and 1 now after a 9-yard gain. Can do that all day.
Good catch by Declan Cross. 2nd and 1, ball on the Argonauts 43. DJ Foster running back just to the right of Nick Arbuckle. Argonauts quarterback gets the snap. He hands it off. Foster, not a lot of room there, but it is enough for a first down. He got maybe a yard and a half.
Certainly not done with the physicality after the whistle here either. And if the game stays close, we're going to see that increase in the fourth quarter here too. There's pushing and shoving going on most of the snaps out here.
Argonauts have scored 4 points in their last 4 quarters. So that offense that was rolling has sputtered. But maybe some credit needs to go to this Tiger Cats defense, who was excellent against Montreal and again here. That pass knocked down. And it looks like Jovan Santos Knox was the one to get a hand on it. Big play on first down to knock that down. Now it'll be 2nd and 10 from their own 46.
Really big play here for the flow of this game. If the Argos get a first down, they take a little bit of that momentum back. And if they're punting after this, boy, it's a tough feeling to be in that huddle when nothing's really going right. That was great coverage and an even better rush by the Ticats defense. There's really nothing for Arbuckle to do on a play like that.
DJ Foster again to the right of Arbuckle. High snap. Arbuckle hauls it in, but he's under pressure. Garrett Davis right there for the quarterback sack.
Oh, yeah. The defensive front for Hamilton is absolutely feeling it right now. And that was a huge, huge play. Not only to not get the first down, they're in 3rd and 17 now. That was a huge loss, and the Ticats are taking over.
So this will be
Speedy B's back for this one.
the end of the 3rd quarter. Yeah, let's see. Boris Beatty, his punt, and it'll bounce just inside the sideline and stay in bounds. And right away, Brandon Banks dives on it, and that'll be no yards on the Argonauts.
Yeah, smart move. It was a well-placed punt right to the hash on the sidelines, but it did stay in bounds, and Speedy falls on it for an easy 5-yard infraction.
Back at Tim Hortons Field, RJ Broadhead with Luke Tasker. Tiger Cats leading 25-4. Start of the 4th quarter. Dane Evans under pressure, and the Argonauts finally bring him down. It's big Sean Oakman, 6'9", who was able to get the sack on Dane Evans. So that will bring out the punt team. And it was a great 3rd quarter for Evans. He went 8 for 8, 104 yards and a touchdown. And then the 4th quarter comes along and gets sacked.
Not a great start there. Huge loss, and it's really costly for the field position game here. Punting off of his own 20 now, Whitford.
Daniel Braverman is holding his hand above his eyes to shield the sun. So the wind has been a factor for him fielding punts, and maybe the sun will be here. Joel Whitford again, using as much clock as he can. Up by 21, and Braverman coming in. Catches the punt at his own 30. Up to the 35. Now he circles back, and he's back almost to the 30 as the punt team was able to corral him and bring him back to almost where he caught that punt.
Yep, good coverage there. Taking away all the options, and you can run as far as you want laterally on the field. It doesn't do much except eat the clock
and tire you out.
Yeah, the Argos are going to be. They've got to start changing things right now with this drive. They had 18 total yards in the 3rd quarter allowed by the Hamilton defense, and they forced punts on all 4 of the Toronto offensive drives. Unbelievable defensive quarter.
Amazing work by the defense. Between every play, they're waving their hands in the air to get the crowd into it. Crowd's been great at Tim Hortons Field. 15,000 loud. They want another defensive stop. Arbuckle stayed in the pocket. Then he'll dump it off to John White on the left side. Got near the sideline, and 3 Tiger Cats over there, including Jovan Santos Knox.
Yeah, good gang tackle there. Ticats defense taking the air out of it. And the play had really broken down, but Arbuckle was able to make something happen with a little almost pitch back for a 5-yard gain. Not bad, but for the Argonauts trying to make some things happen here.
They're calling it 2nd and 6. Argonauts on their own 35. Three receivers to the left. Arbuckle fakes to the right now, throws deep, and just out of the reach of Davaris Daniels, who tried to dive for it, couldn't get to it. It was over his head. No flags on the play, and the Argonauts are going to have to punt again. Although, is there a challenge flag?
Jamal Roll, it looked pretty clean to me. It was messy. I mean, there was contact. Yeah, it does look like they're challenging the play. Toronto, that is going to challenge that. Maybe there was some defensive pass interference, it looks like. Jamal Roll, man.
Trying to get another look at it.
Defensive pass interference on the previous play.
It was a double move, so Hamilton showed cover 0. They dropped out of it, but there was a double move to the outside right of Arbuckle. A slant and go, hitch and go, something looked like, and Jamal Roll was having none of it. He was right there.
It's worth a shot for Ryan Dinwiddie here.
You're right. That maybe not a terrible challenge either way, right?
If he wins it, they keep the ball, will move up a bit, and maybe get some points out of it. Otherwise, they're going to have to punt from fairly deep in their own end and give Hamilton good field position again. And another score by the Tiger Cats in the fourth quarter here might be too much for the Argos to come back from. So Jamal Roll on Davaris Daniels. Boy, that's tough, and the ball looks like it might have been uncatchable. So we'll see what the referee decides.
My guess is they're not going to call this flag. I think it's too close. The feet are mixed up. It looks like they're kind of both Roll and the Toronto receiver are kind of stumbling together. It would make this a very, very interesting. It's an interesting moment in the game if they do get this call and keep this drive alive. They're moving towards, I mean, they got a long ways to go, but they're moving into field goal territory before long here. And they kind of need everything they can get right now, Toronto does.
Yeah, it looked like they were stride for stride, and probably there's a lot of pass plays where it could be pass interference, but was it a catchable ball? I think is what this is going to come down to.
Interesting. Yeah, you might be right. It really didn't look, it wasn't really that close from up here.
Yeah.
Right? But who knows how early on that pass interference that they're looking at might have happened.
So I think we're going to have the decision fairly shortly. Looks like the referee's in position.
After
Here
review,
we go.
The ruling on the field stands. Third down.
Yeah, just good coverage.
Yep.
That's what it looked like, really. I've been saying it for the whole season, but Jamal Roll is just right there. He just, he's running in stride with the receiver. He has an equal chance at the ball, and sometimes it gets a little messy, but I think it's a good call by the refs, just seeing it live on the field.
We're seeing something special with this defense. I know it's only game 4, but they're really coming together. And Jamal Roll, another monster game, bunch of knockdowns. That was great coverage on the dangerous Davaris Daniels. So now Argonauts have to punt from their own 20. Boris Beatty's punt. That'll bring Frankie Williams in, and it took him out of bounds. That momentum on the right sideline, so he'll be right near the 40. The Tiger Cats 40 is where they will start this drive.
Pushing and shoving, it's going to continue to get chippy as we get closer and closer to the end of the game here. That punt was deliberate to not let Frankie Williams catch that in the open field, right? I mean, they're not gonna watch that happen again. And so, good job, Beatty, putting it right on the hash there.
So the Tiger Cats will start from the right hash. About 12 and a half minutes to go in the fourth quarter. 25-4, Tiger Cats lead. Dane Evans looks right, throws up the middle, a hard pass, and it's caught by Brandon Banks just inside the 45, maybe at the 46.
Yeah, very hard pass, huh? He threw a dart at Speedy. They're only standing about 8 yards away from each other, but Speedy caught it off of his sternum, it looked like, and a solid 6-yard gain there.
No time to think about that one. It got to him in a hurry. So 2nd and 4 from their own 46. 3 receivers to the right, Banks and Acklin in motion. Kalinic moves to the left. It's quarterback keeper. Fake on the handoff up to midfield or very close, but it is enough for a first down.
Great call. and Dane is really natural with the ball in his hands, putting his head down, getting the first down, and we've seen that wide receiver sweep run 6-7 times today to multiple different receivers. Great fake there and a great first down for Dane.
Ball right at midfield. 1st and 10 Tiger Cats. Sean Thomas Erlington in the backfield behind Dane Evans. And he gets the handoff. Thomas Erlington right up the middle, and he will be tackled on the Hamilton logo. Looks like a gain of 5. More rough stuff after the whistle. That's expected. Labor Day Classic, of which the Tiger Cats have dominated. 6 straight wins for the Tiger Cats. Trying to make it 7. They're up 25-4.
Empty set now.
Just over 10 minutes to go in the game. Dane Evans passing. It's, oh boy, nearly picked off by the Argonauts. That was a hard pass that McCoyle Sr. just had go through his hands. That's the first incompletion of the half for Evans.
Wow, that could have been a little bit of a momentum swing there, and it was coming in really, really hot. It would have been an impressive interception, but could have changed things. He catches that interception, he's probably not going to get caught, right?
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah.
And you're right, that changes the game, turns into a 2-possession game. Joel Whitford on to punt for the Tiger Cats. Daniel Braverman with the sun in his eyes, standing on his own 10. Looks like the flags are favoring the Tiger Cats. Wind in the back, and this is going to sail into the end zone.
Good attempt there. I mean, you want to pin him deep in this scenario, but best kick he could have made across the field, but it did roll into the end zone there.
Adds another point. It's 26-4 for the Tiger Cats on the Labor Day Classic against their rivals, the Argonauts. We're in the 4th quarter. This is Tiger Cats football. You're listening to the Tiger Cats Audio Network. Welcome back to Tim Hortons Field. The Tiger Cats lead the Argonauts 26-4. These two teams will play again in Toronto on Friday. Next home game for the Tiger Cats is Friday, September 17th against Calgary, and you can win tickets to the next home game by listening to Tiger Cats postgame, only at ticats.ca and on the Ticats All Access app. Argonauts on their own 35 beginning this drive. Arbuckle hasn't had much going in the second half. This one is complete to Curly Gittins Jr. just past the 35. And it'll be a gain of a couple of yards, not a big gain for the Argonauts, so it'll be another 2nd and long. 2nd and 8 again. It's frustrating for the Argonauts. They've only converted 6 of 18 second downs today. It's frustrating. You know, when they're going to be putting on the film, getting ready for a game 3 days from now, and they're thinking about how to fix that problem. On the flip side, the Ticats defense has just been, just hard defense to have any kind of production against. The defensive secondary has been incredibly tight in coverage, and we've already talked about the front 4 and how aggressive they've been. Strong defensive performance. Offensive lineman Philip Blake, the center, in fact, of the Argonauts, being tended to. He's walking gingerly, but under his own power as he makes it off the field. Jovan Santos Knox leads the team with 7 tackles today. 4 games. It would be the 3rd time he'd either lead the team or be tied for the team lead in tackles. So he is all over the ball so far this season. Tough loss for the Argos to lose a key cog in the offensive machine there at this point in the game. I might be expecting some blitzes and twists here coming up from the Ticats in their rush. All right, 2nd and 8. Ball on the Argonauts 37. DJ Foster, the running back, he's 2 Arbuckles left this time. Arbuckle will step back to pass. It's complete to Davaris Daniels, tries to break a tackle. He cannot. He's brought down by Des Lawrence. Really great tackle there in the open field. That Orlando Steinauer always says
any tackle in the open field is a good tackle. You don't have to punish a guy. You don't have to make it showy or for a big loss. But if you can do it all by yourself in the open field, that's a great defensive play. They're facing 3rd and 2nd now.
And they have to go for it. 9 minutes to go in the game, down by 3 possessions. 3rd and 2 from their own 43. Arbuckle. Crowd loud here, cheering on the defense. Another high snap. Quick throw, and it's broken up again. Huge defensive play, Cariel Brooks, but there's a flag on the play.
I don't know. I mean, it certainly wasn't a horrendous pass interference there. The ref seems to think that it was a little more obvious than I thought. It looked to me very close. On a short pass like that, it's really tough to make a call about pass interference, right? You don't have a long ball flight downfield where you're kind of already watching that. That was a crossing route right over the middle of the snap on the right hash there. Tough call to make, but you can only see it live, and you got to make a call. So really lucky break for the Argos here. Our first down, almost to center field.
Yeah, that's a good point. Keeps this drive alive for Toronto. Had to stay alive. That might have been it for the game. Arbuckle stumbles, gets his balance back, throws deep, and it's caught. A huge gain for the Argonauts. It's Curly Gittins Jr. down inside the 15 at about the Hamilton 12.
Impressive, very, very impressive catch there by Gittins Jr. for the Argonauts. Really great coverage. I think it was Jamal Roll. It's hard to say, but right there, just a really athletic catch, strong hand, hauling it in on the Ticats 12.
45-yard gain. Arbuckle back to pass. No huddle. Look to his left, nothing there. Now he's under pressure, rolling to his right, and he's just going to get rid of that ball. He could hear the footsteps of Jagarrett Davis that were right behind him.
So second and 10 on the Hamilton 12-yard line. Down by 22 points. I got to think it's probably go time here. They're not going to settle for a field goal, I wouldn't say. I mean, there's a lot of time left in the game, no doubt. 8 minutes is a lot of time, but it's time to start putting some real points on the board for Toronto.
26-4, Hamilton leads. Clock ticking down. 7:39. Arbuckle. 2nd and 10. Looks to his right. The pass. It's dropped right near the goal line. Dropped by Eric Rogers, who's been such a reliable receiver. A huge second down target for Arbuckle this season. Couldn't come up with that pass.
You can totally tell what happened there. He's waiting for that pass to come. He wants to turn it. His feet are on the 3-yard line, and you want to turn your body so badly to get into the end zone, and he's too soon. Cresden Butler was right there as well, and made him feel it a little bit there too. But a little antsy there. Toronto offense is dying for a touchdown right now.
And they came close. So you're right, Luke. It's going to be 3rd down territory, 3rd and 10. Argonauts there on the Hamilton 12. They need to score. Here's Arbuckle, steps back at his 25, at the Hamilton 25, lofts it in there, and it's a touchdown for the Argonauts. This time it is caught by Eric Rogers. So he redeems himself just one play later, but the Argonauts needed that to stay in the game.
I actually almost looked when it left Arbuckle's arm like he was throwing it away. I mean, he was kind of rushing, stumbling out of the pocket, and it didn't look like there was anyone around. He broke Rogers out of his route. I mean, impressive catch, really. Kind of a broken play, and wasn't a beautiful execution, but it's going to be 6 points that'll stand for the Argonauts.
So it's 26-10, and Beatty out there for the extra point. 7 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in the game. Massive play for the drive for the Argonauts to score a touchdown. Penalty kept that drive alive. First touchdown of the game for Toronto. Comes in the 4th quarter. They didn't have much going offensively. Beatty for the 1-point convert. Clock ticking down. Crowd even getting loud on this, and Beatty no problem. So it is 26-11. Back at Tim Hortons Field, Tiger Cats lead the Argonauts. Boris Beatty's kickoff after the Argonauts' first touchdown of the game goes into the end zone, so that'll be a single point for Toronto. It's now 26-12. Tiger Cats lead. Tiger Cats will start this drive from their own 35. There's 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the game. Tiger Cats lead by 14. Dane Evans takes a look around. He's got Don Jackson in the backfield. Acklin and Speedy B both in motion. Hand off to Jackson. He's got an opening, but that's quickly closed by the Argonauts as they jumped in with a good tackle from halfback Jeff Richards.
Not an overly productive first down. There's a couple things that you want to do on this drive. Firstly, you want to eat up clock and we're at 6 minutes and 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter now, so you want to eat that up, let that tick down. But secondly, at least a field goal on this drive puts it back into a 3-score game. So there's that would be two really great wins, call it, for this drive. But 2nd and 8 right now, so little bit of work left to do here. It looks like Argo player down on the field.
That's Robbie Smith they're taking a look at. Looks like they're stretching out his leg, might be a cramp. Sunny day in Hamilton, quite pleasant though. Mid-20s, quite windy. Be 2nd and 8 for the Tiger Cats on their own 37. That touchdown that Toronto just scored was the first touchdown that Hamilton's allowed in the fourth quarter this season. So the defense allowing a touchdown, but if they can play as solid as they did for the majority of the game, 2-possession game, it'll be tough for the Argos.
I mean, you want to be fair to Toronto. They strung a nice drive together and they made it happen. But I got to say, the long strike downfield for a 40-some yard gain, really great coverage. And then in the end zone for the touchdown, I mean, it was sort of a surprising catch. It was sort of a weird play. So
right.
not horrible defense by any means.
So here's the snap, 2nd and 8 for the Tiger Cats. Dane Evans, plenty of time in the pocket. Another hard pass to Speedy B. He'll be tackled by Cameron Judge, and the Argos defense celebrating that because he's going to be short of the first down.
Yeah, I thought actually great catch by Speedy. It was a little outside of a clean catch radius there, but he stretched for it. I was expecting a little bit of a late flag there. What do you think? I mean, Speedy got, now granted, he's 150 pounds, but he did get, kind of thrown a little further than probably what was necessary. Not a great drive there for Hamilton. This is a huge punt here if they can move this ball deep. It does look like the wind might be helping just a little bit for this punt.
So another quick 2 and out. Argos coming off a touchdown drive. Under 6 minutes to go in the game. And some confusion for the Argonauts on this punt return coverage, and it's a good punt
kick
by Whitford. That sent Braverman back. He couldn't get to it, and it goes out of bounds at the Toronto 11. A massive 59-yard kick by Whitford and placed perfectly.
Perfectly. That was beautiful, and Toronto's return man had to sprint backwards to try to get in position to field the ball. Couldn't get there. It bounced on the 15 and went out of bounds close to there. Excellent job flipping the field and using the wind after really what was an unproductive drive by the Hamilton offense. And so, I mean, it's Tim Hortons Field. Like, it's just, there's a third aspect going on. It's not just offense versus defense, right? There's this whole game, and now the Argos have to battle back 14 points against the defense and against the wind to try to make that happen. Very difficult.
And they have to start from their own 11. Arbuckle takes a look to his left. Now he's ready to receive the snap. Steps back almost to his own goal line, throws to his left, and tight coverage again. Jamal Roll right there, so was Cam Kelly, and it's an incomplete pass intended for DJ Foster.
It actually was a decently well-placed ball. It was very long ways. He's on his right hash, Arbuckle, throwing an out route to the far left side of the field. And Kelly and Roll it almost looked like one of them was going to get a chance to get a hand on the ball and potentially an interception, and it was placed just so that they couldn't. But a lot of traffic there, and it would have been a very difficult catch. Now it's 2nd and 10 for Argos.
And the crowd stepped it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Argonauts on their own 11. Here's the snap. Arbuckle again, backpedaling to the goal line. Oh, it's picked up by Simone Lawrence, and it's into the end zone. Defensive touchdown, Simone Lawrence.
I can feel it in my feet. The crowd is shaking the stadium right now, and Simone Lawrence just got his way into Ticat history for a Labor Day touchdown that will never be forgot. A 4-yard interception return. Arbuckle got the pass tipped while standing in his own end zone, and who else but Simone Lawrence gets a touchdown on Labor Day. That is beautiful.
Couple of big plays for Simone Lawrence. That one will take the wind out of the sails of the Argonauts, just as it looked like they were keeping hope alive in this game. Huge play by the defense that has been really underrated so far this year. A couple of losses early on. The defense still pretty solid in those games. Excellent against Montreal, and terrific again this afternoon at the Labor Day Classic against Toronto.
Yeah, it won't last long being underrated. They're playing at an unbelievably high level right now.
Michael Domagala in for the convert.
Oh, they called it out.
Yeah, he missed it. So Tiger Cats with the kickoff. Minimal gain by the Argonauts. Flags flying. Things getting rough out there.
It'll be a first down for Toronto.
Costly again. And it's at that point in the game where guys are just, all no holds barred. Everything's you just playing all out, and this is where the chippy penalties start to get called. It's a 20-point lead by the Ticats, and we're approaching the 3-minute warning point.
And these two teams will play again on Friday in Toronto, so they'll definitely want to set a different tone. John White battling for yards, hit by Des Lawrence, and then was able to get up past the 35. It'll be a first down for Toronto.
Really soft 3 double cut coverage by the Ticats, but those corners to the flats were also deep. Easy 10-yard gain for the Argos there.
McLeod Bethel Thompson in at quarterback for the Argonauts now. He orchestrated a first game victory against Calgary. Rips a pass out to the left side, and it's complete.
So far, the most productive drive by the Argos yet today. That's 2 first downs in a row. They're up to their own 48 now at this point.
Daniel Braverman with that catch. McLeod Bethel Thompson pointing at the defensive line. Stomps his foot. He gets the snap. Another throw here. Almost a completion. Tavares Daniels went up to get it, and there's Jamal Roll again. A big hit, and pops the ball loose.
Great timing. Took out his legs. Receiver had to go up to get the ball a little bit. Really tough to secure that when you're jarred on your way back down to the field. Jamal Roll, man, right there, right at the moment he's needed.
Another huge game for Jamal Roll. Nick Arbuckle finishes the day 18 for 32, 207 yards, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. That last one costly. Simone Lawrence able to get the tip and take it into the end zone. Bethel Thompson back to pass into coverage, and Tunde Adeleke had his hands on it but couldn't hang on. There were a lot of Argos in the vicinity, but it falls incomplete.
Yeah, Jean-Pierre for the Argos ended up playing DB there, really. Adeleke almost with the pick, but that's 3rd and 10 now for the Argos at the 3-minute warning.
So now that we're at the 3-minute warning, let's go down to that Hamilton sideline again, where we find Rob Hitchcock. And Rob, as a defensive player, you have to be impressed with what the Hamilton defense did today.
Oh, they've been playing unbelievable, guys. We, with about 8 minutes to go in the game, when they took that penalty, you can really see it on their faces after they took that penalty. And when Toronto went down and scored, they came back off the field and they were just talking about it. And for them just to turn around like they just did and Simone get that pick, it was just unbelievable. They came off the emotion, and the whole team, coaching staff on the bench, and of course the fans behind me. I've been offered about 12 beers so far today, but I've had to turn every one of them down. And yeah, just to go with, when these guys look at the film tomorrow, and they're going to really see a really great game between all phases, special teams, offensive defense really played their hearts out today. And, there's still 2 minutes, 45 seconds left, and I've seen a lot of touchdowns being scored in under 3 minutes, but I think they've got this one, guys.
All right, well, take a rain check on those because you're almost to the end of your day.
Oh, I'm going to grab one, you bet.
All right, great stuff, Hitch. Great chatting with you. Great insight from down in the sidelines. And the Tiger Cats, 32-12, they lead. The defense, 3 sacks in the game, 2 interceptions, 8 knockdowns. So they have really come together. It's a group that we talked about it before the game, getting Dylan Wynn and Jagera Davis back on that defensive line. It was kind of the defense that's out there today that the Tiger Cats coaching staff, management would have drawn up probably as the A defense.
Yeah, they've got
with everybody healthy and available.
For sure. I love what Hitch said there. The great defenses are real. They're single-minded. They're cohesive. And when something goes wrong, they correct very quickly. And who else but Simone Lawrence to make that right after what was not a great drive. Awesome unit.
Hard to believe that was just his second career touchdown. First since 2016. Oh, boy, this is some flags flying immediately.
Looked like a mistimed waggle there by the Toronto offense. Hard to say. Jean-Pierre looked like he broke the line of scrimmage a little early to me.
Yeah, a couple of flags flew immediately.
Hamilton saying it's not us. So you get in a game like this, and there's a quarterback change.
Yeah. I'm just laughing at Dylan Wynn, who's in the Toronto.
He's in the wrong huddle. Well, he knows where the ball's going. That's what he's saying.
That's right.
He's saying they're marching it back.
The lone guy in black and gold and around the blue, and he was right. Toronto backed up.
There you go.
He's standing his ground.
You get in a game like this with a quarterback change, and it's in the CFL. It's very important that those quarterbacks make that cadence consistent.
Number 68, Toronto. The clock will start on the whistle.
Okay, looks like a penalty declined there, 3rd and 10. Hard to time up the snap count is what I was saying when a quarterback change, right? There's a little nuance in the voice, and it can make it hard for the rest of the offense to match.
Argos on their own 47, 3rd and 10. McLeod Bethel Thompson in relief for Nick Arbuckle, and he completes it to Daniel Braverman. And he gets to the outside. Braverman inside the 30, 35, down to the 10. It's a huge gain for the Argonauts. They were 3rd and 10. That might have been football game. And now they keep things alive with a massive gain for Braverman.
Yeah, really impressive catch and run. And he caught it coming across the middle, 15-yard dig route, and found his way to the far side of the field for a huge gain. I mean, this has really kind of been the Argos' most impressive drive yet. Yeah. Unfortunately, probably too late for them, though. Like you said, we've seen a lot of CFL. It's never over till it's over, but we'll see what happens here the rest of this drive.
52-yard gain. So now 1st and 10 on the Hamilton 17. McLeod Bethel Thompson trying to create a late game comeback. Another pass, another open receiver. It's Gittins Jr. He's inside the 10 down to about the 7. So the Argonauts threatening. 2 minutes, 11 seconds on the clock. Now the clock begins to roll and the Argonauts going no huddle. Not a surprise there. They need every second they can have. Bethel Thompson back to pass, and it's a touchdown for the Argonauts. Once again, it is Eric Rogers, his second of the game, and the Argonauts are going to try to make this interesting in the final 2 minutes.
Yeah, Beatty will try to put this up there to make it a 13-point spread, 19-32, if he makes this extra point. You know, for Toronto, that's really an important drive. You go into a 3-day prep week against the same team that just really played a lot better, a lot more cohesive a game than you did. But this last drive sort of gives you a little bit of juice, a little bit of energy as you go into that short week to prep for the same exact defense.
Pretty interesting. Nick Arbuckle through 3.5 quarters, threw for 207 yards. McLeod Bethel Thompson comes in. He's already thrown for 90 and a touchdown. Convert is good. So it is 32-19 for the Tiger Cats with 1:59 on the clock. And this will be An important drive for Hamilton to try to eat some of that clock, get some first downs, and not give the Argos another chance.
Exactly. I mean, it is a two-score game, and they're gonna. So they need the ball 2 more times at the very least. If you can get this to well under a minute with this drive, that's effectively the game. You got to think. I mean, McLeod Bethel Thompson. That was a nice little drive there. You got to wonder what's going to be the decision for the Argonauts going into this coming Friday.
Well, now they have the quarterback controversy.
Yeah, right.
And Ryan Dinwiddie will have to face those questions that Orlando Steinauer has had to face right through training camp and into this game even. Who was going to be his starting quarterback? Jeremiah Masoli not even able to dress, a little bit banged up, but Dane Evans has been excellent again.
Yeah, both Argos and the Ticats both have two quarterbacks who have, both teams, all the quarterbacks involved have had experience playing at a very, very high level in the CFL and are, there's no case of a young, inexperienced guy here. But just on the performance today, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Bethel Thompson coming up. Here's an onside kicker setting up.
So Boris Beatty will try for the onside kick, but the wind playing havoc. Looking at this post, one flag is going one way and the other's going the other way.
You're right, on the same goalpost.
Yeah,
10 feet apart. The wind is advantage to Argos here. You want a crazy ball as the team that's kicking.
Beatty will launch that, and Dunbar Jr. jumps for it, but it's even over his head and goes out of bounds. So maybe a bit wind aided, but the onside kick does not work for the Argos.
No, not great execution there by Beatty, and smart play looked like Dunbar for the Ticats. You bat it out of bounds. No reason to try to catch it, to try to take a hit, to maybe fumble it, and smack it out of bounds, and just let the offense take the ball.
Minute 59 on the clock. Tiger Cats lead by 13. It's 32-19. Dane Evans, starter in the last 2 games, completed 71% of his passes, over 430 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Evans getting things organized. Looks like we're about set to go. He'll hand off. That's Don Jackson, and caught immediately. Cameron Judge right there, and he's going to finish with a little bit of gusto on that tackle.
Yeah, maybe a 1-yard gain there. It is tough, and the Ticats had a great 3-minute offense at the end of the Montreal game. They ate up almost the entire thing to then finish with a touchdown by Sean Thomas Erlington. That's what they're looking for right now. That play right there took off 5 seconds and had 1 yard. This is a really tough second down situation, and without getting the first down here, you have one play to try to kill the clock with the punt, and then the Argos are going to have a lot of time if they do get the ball back after this play.
And they've got some momentum. Tiger Cats break the huddle. They know this is an important one. 2nd and 9 from their own 54-yard line. Dane Evans stomps his right foot, hands the ball off this time to Sean Thomas Erlington, and again there is just nothing there. Tackled immediately by Smith, and it will be 3rd and 5. They're going to have to punt again. So the Tiger Cats are going to give this ball away to the Argonauts. 13-point lead for Hamilton.
Chris Edwards for the Argonauts is back to field this punt. I believe, is that John White? Big time kick here for Whitford. He got it, and he had a beautiful one earlier this half, but to pin him inside of the 10 would be crucial.
Whitford taking as much time as he can. There is a flag. Whitford's kick will go out of bounds right near the 15. Edwards, who's been in the middle of all kinds of feistiness in this game, right before the game at midfield.
So somebody must have had 12 guys on the, or 13, too many guys on the field. I don't know. There was 4 flags immediately at the snap of the ball. So something in an alignment formation too many men on the field, something like that is what I'm expecting. And then there's also a late flag, as it looked like Carriel Brooks was tangled up back near the line of scrimmage with an Argonaut.
And back to Edwards, he threw down Stavros Katsantonis right near the Argos sideline. Maybe a little embellishment from Katsantonis, but no flag on that play. So 3 flags on the field. Minute 26 on the clock. They'll sort out these penalties.
Yeah, they're still working through it.
So here comes the
We have 2 infractions on the play. Too many men, Toronto. Major foul, unnecessary roughness, number 23, Hamilton. It'll be 5-yard penalty applied against Hamilton. It'll be repeat, 3rd down.
So I was right. Those 3 flags came out right at the snap of the ball because they still had too many guys on the field for Toronto. But that was Chris Fry Jr. who had the penalty with Hamilton. I actually think this is not the worst thing for Hamilton to have to re-kick this. You know, that distance that they get taken back, yeah, that's the yardage lost, but Whitford still has the ability to kick this down the field. And I'm kind of done predicting what the wind is doing now. So I don't know if it's helping or hurting him, but it's it's out there.
So stick to football analysis,
Yeah,
not weather
exactly.
forecasting. And it is Chris Edwards back to receive this punt. He's standing on his own 10. Whitford, there's the snap. It's a low one. Catches it, and this is a wobbler near the sidelines. Edwards tries to cut back in toward the numbers. There's another flag on the field. Edwards winds up at about the 32 and gets up and starts shoving Tiger Cats.
Yeah, boy, he's been fired up since noon today, warming up for the game. This has to be a no yards infraction, I think, on Hamilton. And I believe that'll be a 15-yard.
No yards, Toronto, number 30.
Oh.
15-yard penalty, 1st down. Sorry. Hamilton.
Yeah, okay.
That penalty
I
was
was going
against
to say,
Hamilton
Toronto, no
for
yard penalty. So that's costly, and it was not a great kick. Not really a great kick there at all, actually, and with the no yards. And a short kick makes for a difficult coverage, and no yards becomes more likely.
So that's a tough penalty, gives Toronto even better field position. There's a minute 17 on the clock. Argos starting from their own 34. They're down by 13. They need another touchdown. McLeod Bethel Thompson, he orchestrated the first one. There's a complete pass to Tavares Daniels just past the 40, maybe to the 41. About 3 yards shy of the first down.
So that's the 16th straight pass attempt by the Argonauts as they've tried to make things happen in the 4th quarter here, and Bethel Thompson taking over. And I'm expecting to see that again right now.
Bethel Thompson back to pass. Pressure coming from Jagera Davis. Quarterback Bethel Thompson got away from it and completes another pass to Curly Gittins Jr. inside the 50, almost to midfield.
Bethel Thompson's well over 100 yards passing here in just the last half of the 4th quarter. Escaping pressure that time as well before the throw.
High snap. McLeod Bethel Thompson catches that, stays in the pocket. That was closing in on him, and there's another completion.
That was an impressive throw right there. He threw it off of his left foot, almost falling left out of the pocket, and he put it right on the money to the sidelines, allowing his receiver to step out of bounds as well. So that'll make for 2nd and 6 or 2nd and 5 for the Argos. Really impressive control there by Bethel Thompson.
Curly Gittins Jr. on that reception as well. He's developing into a favorite target for Bethel Thompson. Gittins Jr. on the near side. Out near the sideline, and that's the direction Bethel Thompson throws. Gittins Jr. can't come up with it. Jamal roll there again, stride for stride, and knocks the ball away, incomplete.
I think he is the most outstanding cornerback in the league right now. He beat the receiver to that route. You would have guessed he was the one running a streak down the sidelines. That really did not stand a chance of being completed. So Bethel Thompson is 8 of 11 now for 111 yards and a touchdown, and he's been playing for 15 minutes of actual time. I mean, this is pretty impressive. 41 seconds left now.
3rd and 7. Argos have to gamble. Pass from Bethel Thompson into coverage, and there's Gittins Jr. making another catch. It's not going to be enough for the first down, though. So the Tiger Cats defense celebrates. Argos turn it over on downs, and there's 35 seconds on the clock. It's going to be back-to-back wins for the Tiger Cats.
What an unbelievable turnaround. Two really, really poor performances to start this season off, both away and both out west against very good teams, And now tied for first in the East with a tiebreaker over Toronto, obviously, after having won this game. I mean, what an incredible, I love the way that the CFL season changes like that. And, you know, a team starts getting hot and all of a sudden, you know, they're sitting in first place. It's amazing.
2 straight wins for the Tiger Cats. So Montreal, Toronto, and Hamilton will all be at 2-1. And there's Chris Edwards right away with a shove on Stephen Dunbar Jr. He just will not stop. He's bringing it on every play, no matter what the score is. Maybe trying to send a message for Friday's game in Toronto.
Yeah, I don't know if I love it, but he's going to get himself on TSN. I know that.
So clock running. Dane Evans will take a knee. And the Tiger Cats, after 2 losses, have won 2 in a row. So many great things. The defense was fantastic again. This will be another dominant performance at home. It'll be a 12th straight win at home. Go back to 2019, 9 wins in the regular season, 1 in the playoffs. Tim Hortons Field, tough to beat the Tiger Cats here. And the Argonauts are not going to do it today. One more knee for Dane Evans and the Tiger Cats, and
Wow.
That's the end of the game. Is that?
Oh, yeah. What looked like a really bad cheap shot there at the end of the play.
Yeah, the ball.
Charleston Hughes, maybe. Nico Kalinic is in the mix.
Evans was clearly going to take a knee. There was no time on the clock.
Jamal Peters for Toronto has his helmet off and is not pleased.
It's a victory here for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, Luke, but there's a massive scrum at midfield between the two teams.
Yeah, they're keeping it from boiling over, but it's not pretty out there. A lot of helmets off as well, which you don't like to see. But just as many guys trying to cool it off as there is, on the point of boiling over. Coach Orlando Steinhauer is getting his guys back. That's a great victory for the Ticats. Unbelievably historic game, the first Labor Day Classic after a 2-year hiatus, and oh my goodness, what a victory for the Tiger Cats. That was amazing.
Huge win. All three aspects of the team, again, fantastic. Special teams, Frankie Williams getting it done. Defense, a couple of interceptions, including the Simone Lawrence touchdown. And of course, offense was rolling with Dane Evans. And this game, the Tiger Cats winning it 32-19, but the way this ended is really going to set things up nicely for Friday, just 5 days from now, and we will have that game for you on Ticats Audio Network. That is turning into a must-see game.
It sure is. I mean, it's just incredible to think, 4 days from now we're just going to be watching these two teams play again. It's so unusual to football in other leagues. But unbelievable performance tonight. And I wonder what the statistics are. We got to look this up for next week. A touchdown from the defense, the special teams, and the offense. That has to be a pretty high percentage chance of winning a football game, I would think. I mean, that's unbelievably cohesive football play. Ticats just really dominated on all sides. Now, with the exception of the fourth quarter, the Argos really put some good offensive football out there in the fourth quarter, and defensive stops as well.
Let me ask you, how much of that was a prevent from the Tiger Cats and allowing the Argos some better opportunities?
So both ways. So you start to get preventive and defensive and a little softer in the defensive coverage, and you start to get a little more aggressive on offense and take a little more risks. So it's not totally uncommon to see that, right? Where a little bit of a spurt in the fourth quarter by a team that struggled. But also the changing quarterback is something as well. That sort of, they seemed to hit stride when Bethel Thompson came into the game. But certainly the Ticats were a deep 3 double cut, pretty preventive defense at that point. A lot of things to work on for the Argos going into a short week here. The Ticats feeling good still, have some things they can. There was some costly penalties out there tonight. They did a good job not turning the ball over, and they certainly just did a great job with field position and just complementary football between the kicking game, the offense, and the defense.
7 straight wins for the Tiger Cats against the Argos. Argos haven't beaten Hamilton since September 30th of 2017. It's almost 4 years. So the Tiger Cats getting it done on every aspect. Great on defense. The offense was rolling again under Dane Evans, and Frankie Williams, coming off a top performer of the week in Week 4, is going to throw his hat in the ring again for Week 5 after a punt return touchdown. Tiger Cats have won back-to-back games, and they're in a tie for first place in the East Division. Post-game coverage is coming up next. For Luke Tasker, I'm RJ Broadhead. Thanks for listening to Hamilton Tiger Cats football on the Ticats Audio Network.